still look great, so you don't have to look like that mushroom from Super Mario. If you do have an accident, we'll ship you a fresh new helmet. Real lifetime warranty, only at Micro DOT Helmets, a veteran-owned business.
I went to the Street Vibration Fest Arena. I was on my way back, 50 miles from home, and then the guys wanted out of the express lane because he didn't want to pay us $6 and swooped me and locked him up. I went down.
911, do you need police, fire, ambulance, and probably police? Where is it a motorcycle driver?
Something that I never really planned or thought about is getting in a wreck.
I knew that I was always destined to be a trial lawyer. Now, I had pretty broad experience in the law, but I started practicing and was representing people that were injured, and I was representing insurance companies that were operating against the person that was hurt.
Bills started adding up. I had hospital bills that I had to go get x-rays and MRI and all this other stuff that basically came out of my pocket until Law Tigers got involved.
I became nationally known for doing brain injury and spine injury work. I was representing a lot of motorcycle riders who unfortunately are subject to very serious injuries.
The guys that came out to my house when I was all laid up, filled out the paperwork, mailed it in for me. A lot of Tigers helped me recover that plus what I didn't know about.
How can we help the most people? Doing what I love to do, which is to ride motorcycles and to represent those that are injured and get their families back in the place they need to be to get their life back.
If you ride, you obviously know Law Tigers. I mean, in my book, I go to rallies, I see them. They're there for us riders, help support us when we are hit or, taken down. Don't hesitate, call Law Tigers.
Welcome to the 99%, the award-winning 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl. We are broadcasting live from the Fishbowl Radio Network studios here in Globe Life Park, the heart of the entertainment district in Arlington, Texas. Man, our show is brought to you by the VROC, the Veterans Resource and Outreach Center, located at 4210 Industrial Street in Rowlett, Texas. The VROC and Life Message have been dedicated to serving our veterans, their families, and the surrounding communities for over 20 years. They are a no-border agency, so that means wherever you live on this great planet, they will help you. The VROC Summer Services are food and clothing assistance, job readiness and placement, transition support, medical claims, and more. Visit them at www.lifemessage.org/veteran and see how they can serve you today, or visit them Monday through Friday between 9 and 5. Then, if you are a rider, man, Microdot Helmet Company and Scoot Dog Motorcycle Leather and Gear. If you ride, you know having the proper helmet is important. So comfort, lightweight, and DOT approval is key. The Microdot helmet fits all three categories, weighing less than a bottle of water with the easy-on ratchet strap attachment. This makes the Microdot a biker's choice. Visit Mad Dog Mike at Scoot Dog Motorcycle and Leather and Gear for all your riding needs. Located at 780 Debbie Lane in Mansfield, Texas, or visit them on their web at www.scootdog.com or micro.helmet.com. And Law Tigers. No biker should be without Law Tigers. So if you ride, need to make sure you know about Law Tigers. Since 2001, lawyers with Law Tigers have been protecting bikers' rights of injuries to motorcyclists. Every accident is unique. Having the right attorney on your side is key. With Law Tigers, you are never alone. 24/7 nationwide. You can contact them at, got to see this, 1-888-868-0208, or visit them on the web at lawtigers.com. Want to welcome Mongo and 12. What's up, brothers?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right, man. We had a great week this week. It's great to be back in the studio.
Yep.
What do we got coming up today, man? We got a great show, right?
This is going to be great. We got a lot of rants going on, talking about all the crap that's going on in the world around us. But on the more pleasant side, we have the Dallas Pinup Girls coming into the studio today to talk to us about what they do.
All right. You know, a little backstory about the Pinup Girls. Man, I was doing some research, and that goes back. I mean, Pinup Girls started back in the 1800s, but really didn't take note until about the 1940s, where these ladies really supported our troops and became an icon in every barracks across the nation, and in every barracks across the world, really.
And nose art on the aircraft.
Yeah.
I like when he says he did research.
Yeah,
he got all that from pictures.
What, Playboy? I mean, come on.
It's just an extension of it.
Yeah. They are definitely an icon of the military. They've really supported our troops. They boost morale, and they really make you sleep better at night.
Now, and these
they help during showering.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, okay.
I was in the Marine Corps. We didn't have showers.
This is a lifestyle for them too. You know, we've been around them at different HD events, and they live this lifestyle. It's pretty cool. It's like a small movement. I don't know what you would call it when you adhere, I guess basically you keep yourself in character all the time.
Yeah, and it reminds me of because you always go back to the Andrew sisters, right? And whenever you see them, they're dressed up in the authentic costumes, and they really bring it back to that history of World War I and World War II, and and the Vietnam era, and Bob Hope and the comics, and there's so much history behind the Pinup Girls, and I'm really excited to have them in the studio today.
You know what's cool too about them is doing the research for the show. There's groups of them all across the country, and what you just said, to follow up on that, they go out, they meet with veterans, or went at Harley Davidson. You see these elderly vets. Some of them, not too many from World War II still left, and not too many from Korea left, but the early Vietnam War guys, Sea Dog's age.
Right.
They get these women.
You're going to get smacked for that one, because Sea Dog's just going to...
I probably will.
Wow. That's like the big sailing ship days.
I wanted to give Sea Dog a shout out there, but
he came across with Columbus, I think.
yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
I think he was with the Vikings before.
Yes.
They go out and show these guys, some positive attention. They cheer them up. They go to hospitals and do visitations. And I saw, and I don't know if the ladies we'll be talking to today do this, but where they go to hospice care, where you have these vets that are at end of life, and they go in there, and everybody likes to see a beautiful girl and boobs and all that. Even if you're 100 years old,
you think about a lot of these older veterans from the Vietnam era, from World War II. They're proud. They serve their country, and they have such honor inside them. So when we can bring back a little bit of history, when these girls, not we, but when these girls can bring back a little bit of history to these hometown heroes, man, that means a lot to them, because that puts them back in a part of their life that really meant so much for them when they were serving our great nation. So kudos to them. Can't wait till they come into the studio. You're definitely going to enjoy their presence. It's really going to be a throwback in time. So,
hey, brother, I just saw some message popped up on my phone. We got to give a shout out from Doomstriker LEMC in Italy, chapter North District. They're Italy's watching us now.
Nice,
so,
man.
very
have
nice.
Italy call in if they speak English. I only know curse words in Italian, so but yeah, if they can call in, international rates do apply. We had a great weekend. Speaking about Doom Strikers, and we hung out over at Strokers here in Dallas with Southern Dogs to raise money for Randy Watson of the Mansfield Police Department, who was severely injured in an off-duty accident where he lost his left leg. Randy was released from the hospital this past week and is in great spirits from what I hear, already looking to get back on the job. Here's a man who lost his leg and still wants to serve the community. God bless him and his family, because that's so tough, and he's been having a hard time because as well as I do, off-duty incidents aren't really covered by your department. Some departments do. They'll cover you an hour before and an hour after, especially if you're on your way to work. But, Randy was on the way to work, and not everything is covered. So he's got some mounting medical bills. He's got some mounting, therapy bills. And, that puts a strain on the family because workman's compensation is not paying them that much. We're coming out of a pandemic. I'm sure they're hurting. If you go to our Facebook page, there is a QR code that you can donate to. So every little bit helps, $5, $10, whatever you can do. Check out our Facebook page and donate to Randy Watson of the Mansfield Police Department.
So I want to talk about.
I'll just never get used to that, where you're riding a police vehicle, a motorcycle, to or from work.
I don't know if he was on. I don't know if he was on a police vehicle.
I thought he
was on his way to work.
Yeah, he was on his way to work on a motorcycle, but I do not know if it was a department issued motorcycle.
Okay.
I do not know that.
I was told it was, but maybe
I was
I
told it was too.
All right. I wasn't informed about that, so I have no confirmation on that, so I can't.
Maybe we can find out.
Yeah, we can
It
find
should be
out.
pretty
We
easy.
can find out. I'm not too sure.
I was told.
They just said it was a Harley Davidson, and they gave the year, so I don't know. But they did say a black Harley Davidson, so I don't know what it was. I'm just going by what the news reports said.
We can find out.
Yeah, we can find that out.
So, I want to give a couple shout-outs and then tie into what you were talking about the event this past Saturday. So, shout out to Pancho from Fourth Watch. He's watching right now. The national president of Doomstriker, Shakedown. He's out on the far western border, right at the New Mexico-Texas border. So, welcome, Shakedown. Thank you for being here. Fernando Sorrentino over in Italy. He's watching right now. So that's pretty cool.
Drinking wine and eating pasta. All right, brother.
Doomstriker South Texas chapter signed in right now. Chaotic Angels Black Hawk chapter down in Georgia is in right now. And he's the one that gave me the information about the Georgia officer that was killed that we're going to talk about a little bit later. But welcome. Thank you guys for joining us this afternoon. Hopefully you'll find this time well spent. But to get back to Saturday's event, this right here is proof of that whole brotherhood thing. And so that event Saturday was set up by Doomstriker Dallas chapter president, Mad Dog. He got together with Maverick from one of the Southern Dog chapter presidents as well, Shiner, who everybody on this show knows by now, and called it the family reunion, a get together of all the 99% law-abiding clubs at Strokers come together for the purpose to raise money for the officer and look at the success.
Yeah, and Saturday was kind of a sketchy day with the weather, and man, they rolled in force over at Strikers. Iron Saber, Southern Dogs, Doom Strikers, Gunfighters,
military regulators.
The military regulators, they all rode in force. They weren't letting the weather stop them from coming in. I got to say, I was a pussy. I went in a cage, and but those guys really kept up the MC tradition and said, you know what, weather's not going to bother us, and rode in strong. And I know they raised some good money. We could still raise some money. There's another event coming up, I think, this weekend that we're going to talk about. But man, between this weekend with Randy Watson from Mansfield, and then last weekend with King from the
Rogue 22.
Rogue 22, who passed away from cancer. Those donation offerings are still open because money still has to come in for these families, and that's what we want to do, man. We had so many people at Strokers the other day, and a lot of the presidents, and I wasn't lying when we talk about the motorcycle community nationwide, actually worldwide, raises over $100 million a year for different causes, and that brings us to honoring them on April 30th when we present the Ocho Awards. That is open to all motorcycle 99% radio listeners, all the 99% and others. That's going to be a great night, a great gala, and we're going to be presenting some of our regional, our international, our national clubs
local.
with
and
local.
Mark your calendars to show up. It's $5 at the door, but
10.
it's going to be
10.
Oh, I'm sorry, 10.
$10 at the door.
My
Yeah.
price was better.
Your price is better.
But it's going to be a bike night. We're going to have a cigar lounge outside. Hopefully, we're going to have. Well, we are going to have. We can't sell it, but we've got some alcohol to give away.
Yeah.
Food, brotherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the way the 99 is going to give back to the motorcycle community for all you guys do. So we want to pack that house. We want to show the brotherhood, the love, the family that's in the motorcycle community, and we want to present you with some awards.
2 live bands also.
And 2 live bands.
Speaking of the food, we got Big Rome himself from Big Rome's Barbecue Empire listening in
Nice.
right now.
All right, man.
Mongo mentioned that we'll have food, so everybody in Texas mostly likes barbecue. We like barbecue and beer and everything else that goes with it. So Big Rome is going to be hooking up all kinds of delicious stuff. This guy can cook off the charts. You can go to Big Rome's Barbecue Empire. I think it's set up on Facebook. Big Rome, let me know if you could send me a message there, and so I can give the correct information where people can find you should they wish to sample your wares at another time and place.
Now that Texas is open, we need to contact our connection with the whiskey.
Yes, he's out of country at the moment. So I got.
He got deported or just?
No. His family is elderly.
Oh, okay. He's elderly. His family, man.
COVID's hitting him. I don't want to go there quite yet because it's in flux. But so there will be $10 at the door. Big Rome will be making barbecue plates. With the like a barbecue sandwich of some kind, pulled pork, brisket, not sure. And then beans, coleslaw, that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Free beer.
And then we're going to have, once again, we're going to have our sponsors, Law Tigers, Microdot Helmet, the V-Rock, Fifth Avenue Coffee. They're all going to be there. For meet and greets, we're going to have some surprises some surprise guests that may show up, and maybe some video from around the world. So it's going to be live streamed around the world. So our buddies in Italy and London, England,
who may not be able to come.
Some people on the East Coast that will not be able to attend. Will be able to watch it and be a part of that event as well. So that's going to be a great night, and it's April 30th. It starts at 7 p.m.
Hey, you're Italian, right?
Sicilian, but yeah, Italian.
Do you speak Italian?
I told you, curse words only.
Curse word. Oh, so you can't translate?
Let me see. Let me see what it says.
Can you translate that? I got 99%, but I can't tell what the rest of it says.
Oh, it says.
What does it say?
Tell 12 he talks too friggin' much. My God. No. You can translate? All right. All right.
Okay,
Duke's going to translate it for us.
Oh, well, he's
I'm going to laugh if it says, tell 12 to shut up. All the way from Italy.
Yeah.
What sideshow said, but 2 cuss words?
Yeah.
Hey, but the event was great. It was a great event.
Yes, it was.
Doom Striker, Mad Dog set that thing up. The idea behind it's a brilliant idea to bring all these clubs together. How cool was it to see all the presidents, gathered up there? That probably hasn't happened too many times.
Yeah. That was almost like the commission, man. It was like all the presidents. Duke, do you have that the interview loaded up? Yes. Hey, let's play that interview with you and Mad Dog and Maverick. Let's load that up and
okay.
Let's go to that.
Okay.
Covered by workers' comp, which is bullshit, and that needs to change. But in the meantime, these gentlemen right here.
When?
Hey everybody, this is 12 with the 99% Radio Network, and I'm here with Shiner, Maverick, and Mad Dog of Doom Strikers. And we just finished up the first collection effort for Officer Randy Watson of the Mansfield Police Department, who lost a leg on his way to work back at the beginning of February. A lot of clubs from all over DFW came together today. The Southern Dogs, Doom Strikers, Iron Saber, Gunfighters, Iron Legacy, Regulators, Nine Brothers, Third Watch. We all came together to help out, raise some money for Officer Watkins, who's not being covered by workers' comp, which is bullshit, and that needs to change. But in the meantime, these gentlemen right here, Shiner, Maverick, and Mad Dog, put this thing together today. They called it a family reunion, but the real reason was to raise money for Officer Watson. So, Maverick, you were kind of the driving force behind it. So, tell us why we're here and what the biker community does in response to something like this, because it's not the first thing that Southern Dogs especially have been involved in.
No, that's our whole existence, is to give back to the community, to help the people that need the help, support the charities that need our support, and to promote brotherhood with like-minded people like ourselves. The MC world is a huge world, and what we really want to do is this is our first annual family reunion. We're going to have it every year. And every year we'll find a new cause to get to. But we're doing it to get all of us like-minded people together so that we can know each other, find out what's going on in each other's lives, and find things that people we need to help, And that's what this is all about. And it got started with this man right here calling me, telling me he wanted to start a new thing called the Family Reunion, which is to bring us all together. And all I really did was throw in, I got a good cause we could raise money for when we do this, and that's how this whole thing got put together.
So, Mad Dog, you are Doom Striker LEMC's relatively new to DFW, but you guys have hit the ground running. This is the second thing, there may be more, but this is at least the second thing that I know of where y'all have stepped up. Where Doom Striker, your Shakedown, your national president's been involved, helping raise money for other officers that have been injured. So what's your motivation for doing this?
Our motivation, just like he said, we're here to give back to the community and also show a positive light on the motorcycle community. It's just one of those things where not everybody that puts a three-piece cut on or puts a cut on is a bad guy. That's all a lot of people see, but there's a lot of us out here that are here to ride, here to actually do positive things to the community and give back in a positive light. So why not get together all the time, once a year, even if we're all in the same area, but as long as we can see everybody once a year for the family reunion, that's a great thing. If we have a great cause, then let's throw in on that too as well. I've known these guys for a long time. They've always treated me like family before I had a bike. So we're family now. Even though we wear different patches, we're still family.
Yep. So everybody knows this man right here, Shiner, chaplain with the Southern Dogs, and DJ Extraordinary at Scooters. This is not your first rodeo. You're always doing stuff. You've made a huge impact with BAB. We've had you on the 99 before. What's your motivation for being here today, brother?
My motivation is pure and simple. There's an officer that needs our help. They take care of us day in, day out, put their lives on our line. It's time for us to step up, put our lives towards him, and make sure he's taken care of him and his family.
Hey, all right, we're back, man. 12, that was an awesome interview over at Strokers. Big shout out to Rick Falis, the owner of Strokers, for opening up his place to us to help raise that fundraiser. Rick's done so much for the motorcycle community for decades, I think, helping out families across the nation and helping out biker communities throughout the nation. So big shout out to Strokers and Rick Falis and his crew and his whole team over there here in Dallas. So, man, like I said, man, we had a great turnout. A lot of good events coming up. You have something with the Nine Brothers and Iron Legacy.
I got several to run by. This Sunday, beginning at 12 o'clock until 9 o'clock, it's the Rogue 22 fundraiser for King.
Okay.
Kane and King
Right.
Brown, our 16-year-old that passed away a couple of weeks back, the one that Big Love mentored.
Yes.
Big Love from Invictus, the Fort Worth chapter. So that Sunday, 12 to 9, it begins, or it's being held at Eddie's Tavern in Bossier City, 1701 Old Minden Road in Bossier City. And the purpose of it is to raise money to help cover the funeral expenses for King. All donations go to
the family.
The Brown family.
Right.
So, and then also coming up on Saturday, March 13th, beginning at 1 o'clock, our friends, the Nine Brothers, are having a crawfish boil.
Oh, I love me some crawfish.
Oh, yeah. And these guys know how to cook. They never put on a bad event ever. Most of their events are highly successful.
You know, being from New York, I've never been to a crawfish boil until I went down to Louisiana. And I got my first taste of a crawfish boil. Man, they are so much fun. The food is amazing, especially and the Nine Brothers are going to do it right. I'm definitely going to attend that because you never bypass a crawfish boil. If you miss it, your fault, man. The only way you should miss it is if you're in the hospital. That's the only reason you should be missing this event.
So, do you like pinch the meat out of the tail and eat it that way, or?
Yeah, no. You break the head off and you suck it. You break the head off and you suck it. Yeah.
These guys, trust me, I've been to where these guys have cooked before, and they know how to put on a
I'm looking forward to that. They're
going to have music by DJ Tops. They're going to have a gun raffle and a silent auction as well. All the money, and they're the first of several that have committed to stepping up. But the Nine Brothers got there first. Well, actually, they were second, but they're the first ones other than us to commit to do a fundraiser for the Heroes Memorial Bridge Park Foundation, which has been going full on even through all the the COVID and all the stuff that's just been happening around the world.
Right.
We've still been
the chaos.
The chaos. Yeah, the foundation is still working on it, and the Nine Brothers are stepping up. So all the proceeds from this crawfish boil, they're donating to the park foundation.
Wow, sweet.
Which is pretty awesome. So it's going to be at, again, the Brick Tavern. The address is 7340 Highway 78 in Saxe. That's the Brick Tavern. It's a pretty cool place to have an event, and you will not be disappointed. So help the Nine Brothers out this on Saturday, March 13th.
You know what's great, man? I mean, I know there's a lot of controversy about this, and I saw a lot of different Facebook posts and some internet posts about the governor reopening up Texas 100% for our businesses. I don't care how you feel about it. Our businesses need it. Be socially responsible. But you know what? It's nice that they're going to be able to run an event at 100%. And, they're not going to have to be restricted to 50% capacity. This way we can get a full-out turnout for the Nine Brothers on a crawfish boil. So that, Governor Abbott opening up the state at this time is perfect timing for the Nine Brothers.
You already talked about the Ochos on Friday, April 30th. We literally have clubs. If you don't mind, if I hit a couple things that you didn't mention.
Yeah, go, man.
Clubs coming from all over the country. Maybe if COVID, breaks, we might have them from all around the world coming to this show. It's our way of giving back to the biker community. And when we sat down and look at this week after week, all the great things that clubs all around the world are doing. Having an award named after our brother Ocho, who was certainly very philanthropic.
What was that word?
I can't say it again.
Every time you use these words longer than like 6 letters, I look at Mongo, and Mongo just puts his head down like you're a kid eating out of the garbage can.
I got it right. I got it right.
Did he? Did he?
Mr. Grammar Nazi, didn't I get it right?
Pretty close.
Hey, Duke knew what I was talking about.
Well, he's got Google in front of me. He got to Google that. Just like he had to Google what they were saying in Italian. He Googled. He goes, what is that?
But this is our opportunity to give back to everybody that's just killing it, and we're seeing the results of it from the benefit of the show. So hope everybody will make plans to come out to that. It's going to be a great time. Then on Saturday, May 1st, I'm taking my glasses off because I can't see. Iron Legacy is having their Dream Ride. Give you the whole exact title. I can't see a damn thing. It's Dream Ride 2021.
What are those things they make to help you see?
I know.
Glasses. And I think we should have a fundraiser for glasses.
Talk to the hand.
Well, see, you shouldn't be wearing your sunglasses.
This hurts my eyes.
Oh, it does.
Well, get your Cadillacs fixed.
Studio lights.
All right, I got it now.
All right.
Leave me alone. I'm going to cry. The McKinney chapter of Iron Legacy MC is presenting the Dream Ride 2021. That's going to be Saturday, May 1st. Registration begins at 9:30 a.m. Kickstands up at 11 a.m. This ride is going to start at Riders Bike Supply, 2305 South State Highway 121 in Louisville. And then it's going to end over Lakeview by Pepper Smash. I'm not sure what that is, but it's 4847 Main Street in the Colony. They'll have live performances by the Red Wing Band beginning at 12. Lots of good food and let's see here, beer towers, happy hour, drink specials, private club after party. Sounds like it is going to be fun. $20 per rider or car, $10 a passenger, 50-50 raffle and 50-50 and a live auction. So check out that event by Iron Legacy because those guys know how to party too. So
excellent.
And then of course the last one is what we're eagerly awaiting is the High Seas Rally in October. Please put that on your calendars. If you like cruises and stuff like that, come party with the 99% Radio Network from October 22nd until October 29th, maybe a day or two on either end of that.
Yeah. You may see one of us in a thong.
Him.
Duke.
So it'll be a great time. The bike that was being built by Xavier Muriel, I saw where they took it down and busted it out at Daytona Bike Week.
Yeah.
And by the way, want to give a shout out to some friends of ours that are down there. Cowboy is down there in Florida right now. He's with some good friends of ours, Fubar, Digger, Gas Cap, Fix It. There might be a couple others I don't know that are down there as well, but they're all down there. So
sounded like an AutoZone commercial right there.
Want to give those guys all a shout out. So
hey, just one more event, and this is not biker related, but we got a comedy event coming up at Six Springs Tavern over in Richardson tomorrow night, hosted by Kim Wadsworth. Kim's a military vet. She does comedy. I'm going to be there with Holly Van Stratton and Ross Day and Rose Dom. It's going to be a great show. Get out of the house on a Thursday night, and get some laughs. I tell you, the doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. We'll have you in your bed or somebody else's bed by 11, and it's going to be a great show. So Six Springs Tavern over in Richardson. Check it out, and come out and have some laughs.
All right.
Well, let's talk about. I don't know what your Mongo log is about, so I don't want to overstep. Whoop, we're getting a phone call in. All right, that just saved me. Hey, welcome to the 99% Radio Network. You are live on the air. Who's calling?
It's Rigid.
Hey, Rigid, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Rigid?
I was just, living the dream.
Aren't we all?
The dream. Hey, I was going to touch base on that on the crawfish boil.
All right.
Hit us.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Rigid.
Did we lose him? Oh, we
Yep.
lost him. All right.
Uh-oh.
Well, he'll call back.
Rigid
Yeah,
is
look.
with the 9 brothers.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy on cell phones, probably because of COVID's in the air. You know.
Because he's probably sitting out by the lake fishing or
Oh, yeah,
drinking a beer or
yeah,
something
yeah.
cool like that. Maybe even riding his bike. Rigid, give us a call back. We dropped you in case you didn't know that. So go ahead.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of people are talking about the restrictions being lifted, and you know they're really blasting Governor Abbott. You know, he's opening up the businesses because too many businesses are going under or failing. You know, because here we go.
I'll hold that thought for you.
All right, you back, Rigid?
yeah, it's me. Sorry.
Oh no, you're
My
good.
reception's shit out here. Oh wait, sorry. Can I say shit on the radio?
No, you can't say shit on the radio.
Oh, my
Shit
bad.
is one of the 7 words you can't say.
Well,
Yeah. You can say poop, but you can't say shit.
Oh God, yeah, man, it's going to be a great time. I don't know if I can list all the items that we are auctioning off, but you know maybe it's better that way. If you want to know what we got, bring your asses out.
Yeah, there you go. Now is this is going to be a traditional crawfish boil? How are you running this? I mean, I know like I was down in Louisiana and they put it on the tables and they just dump it out of the pots. Is that how it's going to be, or is it going to be plate served?
Have you met Cajun before?
All right, so we're dumping this shit right out on the table, right?
Oh yeah, it's going to be served on the plate. It's not going to be served on the table, or else you wouldn't make no money because you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's
got to
true.
make money doing it that way. But it will be by the plate, not just pay your money and sit down and eat. Can't do that, especially with COVID. You know,
Right.
Can't really do that. But
maybe
yeah.
now that
You
restrictions
like crawfish, Brent?
have been opened up, you guys
Correct.
can do that. I said now maybe if Dallas County will follow the governor's lead and open everything up, maybe. Well, that's not in Dallas. That's
No.
up in Collin County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, any type of crawfish on a plate, on a table, whatever it is, it's going to be good. You can never go wrong with a crawfish boil. It's always a good time. Always something. There's always a surprise that's going to happen, and it's always fun to watch people eat crawfish. Even if you don't like them, man, it's fun to watch people eat crawfish because, well, if you don't know what you're doing, man, it gets entertaining. So you have your cameras ready.
Oh yeah, these guys know what they're doing. It's like probably the 9th year they've done this on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, and you know, I heard
So it's the 9th annual. Pretty much, it's been 9 years on this date for the past 9 years. So I mean, 9 brothers, 9 years. I mean, go figure.
Nice, nice.
That means it's bound to be a success.
It's going to be a success, man, and
yeah.
we will definitely be out there, and we're going to be covering it and promoting it and everything else, man. We want it to be a success for you guys, and man, it's just crawfish. You have to go. You have to go.
And
even if you don't ride, you have to go. You have to get in the car and go.
I've seen all these items that we've got donated. Man, they're gonna. I mean, they're pretty badass. It's gonna be if you're from Texas, it's gonna be badass.
All right.
Well, and not only do we want the 9 brothers to be successful, and they always throw great events, but if they're successful, then the foundation is successful as well.
Correct, man.
It's going
We
to
can't thank you guys enough for that. Yeah.
Which is why we can't sell it by the table. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, we're gonna help with that. We're gonna help make that a success. We're gonna do whatever we can. We're here for you. We can't thank you guys enough for doing this for the Memorial Park, for our veterans and our first responders out there. That's a huge thing, man, and that's gonna hopefully we'll have groundbreaking September 26th when Blue Help comes out.
So let's talk about that for a minute.
Puts all this together. So it's gonna be we got a good couple of months coming up. Good couple of months.
And just because we're not talking about this stuff all the time doesn't mean that there isn't stuff going on, behind the scenes. Because I can guarantee you, one person that we know has been working nonstop, contacting property owners. It's a complicated.
Oh
deal.
yeah.
Very involved deal. and but work has been progressing on, and like he always says, crawl, walk, and run, and we're transitioning from one to the other as it gears up, and there'll be some information to report on probably in the next week or so.
I can't believe how far we've gotten with COVID, with things being shut down. Chris and Karen have been working diligently behind the scenes and really have brought us to a point where I didn't think we were going to be at this point yet. But we are really making ground, making headway, and that's because of Chris Kazar and Karen Solomon of Blue Help.
Yeah.
So we're doing good, making good strides.
Can't wait to
All right,
see
fellas.
that finished product. Hey, buddy, Rigid, take care. We'll talk
Thanks,
to you
Rigid.
soon. We'll see you.
Yes, sir. Hey, y'all better come out this time.
Hell yeah, we'll be there.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
It's on the calendar.
Man, it's amazing. Once again, the motorcycle community that's just steps up for every aspect on every charity event. Man, thank God for all these guys. So let's go back to opening up the state with Governor Abbott. If anybody has, give us a call. We want to hear your opinion. Give us a shout. 214. What is the number again?
556-6239.
214-556-6239. Now, don't call and just bitch. But if you have a legit gripe on why either you're happy or you're sad about them opening up the state, your concerns, we want to hear those because, this affects everybody. Now, opening up, the masks, hey, no one says you don't, you don't have to wear a mask. If you feel like wearing a mask, that's your God-given right. Wear a mask. Don't look down on somebody for not wearing a mask. Everybody has their own personal reasons why or why not to wear a mask. But I think my personal opinion, opening up for the businesses 100% is a win because I don't want to see any more businesses closed down. A lot of our friends like the Patriot Sandwich Network up in Denton, Fifth Avenue Coffee over in Garland, these businesses are struggling. They're mom and pop businesses trying to make a living, and I hate to see them fail. And I'm glad that we're going to be opening up for these people because there's thousands of them out there that really need, to make money and get through these hard times.
Mongo, it's kind of like if you choose to exercise your Second Amendment right. It's a personal choice, but at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own protection.
Correct.
So for me, we know what we've done for the last year. I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to be a snowflake. We know people that are basically have bound themselves by that ball and chain that goes around their face to their home. I don't want to live that way. If you feel like you need to wear 1, 2, 3 masks and a face shield and a rubber bubble boy suit, good.
Not going to judge you.
Yeah, have
right,
at it. That's
right.
If you got to stand 6 feet away to talk to me or whatever, I don't care. Take care of your own personal protection.
Right.
But then don't judge me if I own a restaurant and I want to open up and try to feed my family or make a living in some other way, or don't judge me because I don't wear one in my car when I'm driving by myself.
Last week we went to Saltgrass Steakhouse, and I felt bad, man, right over here in Bedford, because Saltgrass makes great steaks, the whole bit. Man, they were bound by like 25%, so their seating capacity was horrible. I mean, the waitress and the bartender, all the staff, they're losing money. These are young kids trying to, they work on their tips. When you don't have a good table turnover, these kids aren't making good tips. They're not making good money. It's really affecting the income of our younger generation. They're losing out, and businesses are losing out. So the 100% open up for our businesses throughout Texas. I think, hey, kudos to Governor Abbott for doing that, and he shouldn't be taking any backlash for that.
Well, I've been going to the gym straight through, and I just changed gyms. But originally, the kabuki dance you played was you wear the mask in the door, then you can take it off while you're on the workout floor, and then you wear it back out the door to make everybody feel good. But I mean, we spray and wipe down the equipment now, but there's been no major outbreaks that I'm aware of, because every day that I'm there, it's the same group of people. It's not like we're losing people right and left, and you're losing body fluids in there.
Yeah, and the mask thing. Hey, listen, I get it, but like when you go into a restaurant, you got to wear your mask when you walk into the restaurant to your table. Then you can take it off at the table. So what are you really accomplishing, man? These masks, most of the masks that people are wearing are not OSHA approved. They're not N95.
The ones that we wear do not work.
Right, they're N95. They're not N95s with a filtration system and
fitted.
Right, fitted mask. I mean, and that's by OSHA standards. A lot of these are homemade masks made out of like pantyhose material that any type of droplets, moisture, anything goes through these things.
He would know about that, right?
I wear pantyhose on my face. Don't judge me. But really, I mean, when we look at the mask aspect of it, they're not approved masks. They're not protecting anybody. They're not medical masks. So yes, they provide some sort of protection if someone coughs or sneezes, maybe, but they're not really providing full protection. I know people that have wore masks throughout this whole pandemic and tried and really social distance and still became infected.
Yeah, I played the game in Walmart the entire time because that's where I have to go grocery shopping where I live, and I can't wear. I wear the cool gaiter. I've got to pull it down below my nose, so it's only covering my mouth. They don't care. I've got it up over the mouth, so they're all good. But
yeah,
I've got to breathe, and I can't. My glasses can't fog up because then I can't see shit.
Well,
right.
we certainly are not trying to minimize
the
danger.
No,
It's
not
real.
at all.
We lost someone very close to us because of it. Someone else has spent 22 days in the hospital. So it's serious. But you are, again, at the end of the day, you are responsible for yourself. If
Correct.
you feel you need to wear the mask and stay at home, do so. Me, I love freedom. I'm ready to live my life to my choosing and not have to be, ashamed into staying in the house or whatever the case. I want to get back to, let's get back to life, because I think certain elements, as Mongo covered in a Mongo log, are trying to tamp things down.
The world keeps spinning, man. We keep losing time. There's a lot of other bad things out in this world that could really hurt us. And
well, I think we all got sick from the same event.
Yeah, I
didn't get sick.
Well, no, but yeah, you're the only one that didn't. But you left early. We stayed later.
Yeah, we did stay later.
Well, I wasn't part of that man on man thing that you guys were doing.
And we hung out. We hung out with
you coward.
We hung out with the super spreader.
Yeah. Hey, when I was in rehab in Utah, man, the entire rehab facility got COVID. My roommate was ground zero for COVID. Me and him spent 3 days locked in a room together. And everybody else in the house, I think it was me and two other guys that really didn't have any symptoms. We've got tested like 3 or 4 times. We weren't positive, so but we were really the only ones that were like mainlining caffeine and coffee throughout the whole thing. So CDC, man, check out caffeine. I think that's really that is your vaccine right there.
Well, you know what? Except for that one event, we did everything that Fauci said don't do. We did, and we know what we know. We've dissected the event, so we know what happened that day.
Right.
And it actually wasn't him. It was someone else that we know that we were kidding about Wes, but we know how that all came about.
Right.
But we've been out, in the air, sharing drinking out of the same, whiskey bottle, hanging out with you, hanging out with our other like-minded friends, and more than 6 of us, more than, less than 6 feet apart, riding in the same car together, all that stuff.
Right.
We've yelled, we've probably sang and definitely eaten together. All the things, that they say causes that. And again, I'm not trying to minimize it. And I am not, whatever you believe about that, you have that right to believe that. And again, your personal protection. That's
It's your own personal responsibility.
But
right.
if I'm washing my hands and practicing good sanitation and
Sanitary. Sanitation.
But you get what I'm saying.
No, I didn't get what you were saying.
You take
but
care of yourself.
Yeah.
I'll take care of me. Don't bag on me because I choose not to wear my mask. And I got it. I got it twice and made it through. With very
well, and that's the point. That's
no
scary...
known complications right now.
Well, yeah.
So I have the antibodies.
Except your vocabulary. The thing is, we know COVID hits different people from different places. I mean, in different ways. Some it hits a lot harder than others. We know who's susceptible. We have our elderly who have underlying conditions. There are a lot of people that get it a lot worse. So once again, we are definitely not minimizing. COVID is real. It is a dangerous. It is a dangerous pandemic.
Just what you said, proof in the pudding right here. Had it twice. His birthday's in 2 days. Elderly. Is it 2 days?
Yeah, elderly.
No, it's Sunday.
Oh, 4 days.
But elderly's right.
But you are old.
But you're right. Everybody should really take their own responsibility. And if you want to wear a mask, that's your own prerogative. You can, no judgment. But just please don't start the. I can just see it already happening. Oh, he's not wearing a mask, blah, 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 and they're going to start looking down. Now we're going to have the segregation between the masks and the no masks like we had the Democrats and Republicans. And it's crazy, man.
It's that whole that cancel culture, the shame you.
Yeah, let's talk about
culture.
Mr. Potato Head and Dr. Seuss. Talk about cancel culture.
It's stupid.
It is.
I told him on the way up here, I wanted... Beto made the comment about the governor's order being the death of Texas.
Yeah.
I'd like to get him in the elevator and just have a malfunction in there.
A wardrobe malfunction you're talking about? Talking about
like if I pulled his pants up over his head. What'd you think I said?
I thought you said mouthful. I was going, dude,
no.
too much.
Yeah, TMI, man. TMI. Listen.
No. That guy, he deserves he deserves an ass whooping for the damage he's trying to do to Texas.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
What do you think?
No, he doesn't. We don't want to threaten any.
I'm not threatening him. I said he deserves it.
Yeah, but you know what?
I didn't say I was giving it to him.
Everybody deserves an ass whooping.
Okay. Well,
hey, listen. Once again, we got to give a big shout out, and I'm glad the place is open. The state's opening up because that means. Grapevine, Texas will open up. With Grapevine, Texas opening up, Main Street will open up, and the Omega Gamma Delta of Grapevine, Johnny F. and Walsh can start helping out some of the VFW halls out there from the Omega Gamma Delta fraternity. So big shout out to JFW over in Bedford, who will be putting on some great fundraisers and great things happening in Grapevine, Texas. We're going to be breaking for a commercial.
The ladies are on their way up.
Ladies are on their way up, and when we get back, we're going to have the USO pinup girls, and we'll be talking crap again, right? So stay tuned. Right after this,
I went to the Street Vibration Fest in Reno. I was on my way back, 50 miles from home, and then the guy wanted out of the express lane. He didn't want to pay us $6 and swooped me and locked him up. I went down.
911, do you need police, fire, ambulance, and probably police? Where at? Is it a motorcycle driver?
Something that I never really planned or thought about is getting in a wreck.
I knew that I was always destined to be a trial lawyer. Now, I have pretty broad experience in the law, but I started practicing and was representing people that were injured, and I was representing insurance companies that were operating against the person that was hurt.
Bills started adding up. I had hospital bills that I had to go get x-rays and MRI and all this other stuff that basically came out of my pocket until Law Tigers got involved.
I became nationally known for doing brain injury and spine injury work. I was representing a lot of motorcycle riders who unfortunately are subject to very serious injuries.
The guys that it came out to my house when I was all laid up, filled out the paperwork, mailed it in for me. A lot of Tigers helped me recover that plus what I didn't know about.
How can we help the most people? Doing what I love to do, which is to ride motorcycles and to represent those that are injured and get their families back in the place they need to be to get their life back.
If you ride, you obviously know Law Tigers. I mean, in my book, I go to rallies, I see them. They're there for us riders, help support us when we are hit or, taken down. Don't hesitate, call them Law Tigers.
In and take a trip down memory lane in Garland, Texas at TLC on the Lake, located at 4881 Bass Pro Drive. Step in and enjoy our made-from-scratch meals.
I went to the street vibration.
Come on in and take a trip down memory lane in Garland, Texas at TLC on the Lake, located at 4881 Bass Pro Drive. Step in and enjoy our made-from-scratch meals. It'll make you feel like you're back in Grandma's kitchen. Our friendly staff is always ready to serve you and take care of your every need. Enjoy your meal on our outside deck while overlooking the beautiful views of Lake Ray Hubbard. If you're out with the family or hosting a corporate event, visit TLC on the Lake or give us a call at 972-203-8512.
A lyrical prophet, a veteran. So I'm not to be reckoned with. The path of truth was giving you righteous music cause it's good for your betterment. I spit it to you like a letterman. Fridays from 9 to 11. The FBRN studios at Globe Life Park up in Arlington. We're giving you biblical prophecies, histories, current events, no mythology. Ain't no opposing, ain't none of you stopping me. Watch me for the people is what we gotta be. Obadiah, Zerubbabel, Shem, and Solomon. The show you ought to be following. Tune in from 9 to 11. Get your pen and paper, go sit on your ottoman. And follow us on IG Live at The Path of Truth 144. Go ahead while you bump in, go on and jump in. Fishbowl Radio Network broadcast.
Podcasters, the name of the game is to get more visibility for your podcast so you can gain more credibility with your audience, thus more profitability. If you're ready to start syndicating your podcast and massively grow your audience and influence, then contact Fishbowl Radio Network today at 817-633-4880. Fishbowl Radio Network is one of the largest streaming platforms in the world. And now your podcast can be heard all over the world by the listening audience that Fishbowl Radio Network has amassed over the last 11 years. With over 6 million impressions a month and growing, this is a platform that all podcasters should be on to create greater visibility for their podcast. Jump in today and be a part of the Fishbowl family, streaming great live internet radio shows and podcasts 24/7. 817-633-4880. Jump in.
Hello, I'm Bill. I've been in the financial industry for over 30 years. Now I share my passion for helping others become more financially educated. Why are so many people interested in what I share? Because like others, I've discovered who the financially free are and who they are not. But most importantly, I've determined how ordinary people can become financially free. If you're struggling with living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt while struggling to save for retirement, then I can get you the support you need. By joining the Mustard Seed Financial Literacy Series membership, you will get access to my financial courses. Hey, don't worry, I'm not going to teach you how to become a financial consultant, but I am going to show you how to get out of debt, how to raise your credit score, and how to put savings away for retirement. My courses are simple and easy to follow at your own pace. So join today at abetterwaytogrow.org. That's abetterwaytogrow.org. I'm going to show you a better way to grow.
Hello, we are It's About the Kids Incorporated. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization that operates out of Dallas, Texas.
Our mission is to focus on the kids of today who will become the youth of tomorrow and the adult of the future. Today, tomorrow, the future.
Empowering the community one family at a time.
You can reach us at all social media platforms at It's About the Kids or online at www.itsaboutthekids.org.
Where we mentor a child, save a life.
Hi, this is Diane Marion Eunice, and I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. For the past 9 years, I have worked with over 300 couples in the areas of sexual health, communication, and conflict resolution. If you are interested in rebuilding connection and intimacy with your partner, please contact me today. I can be reached at 682-201-8175, or you can email me at diane@letstalkmarriage.com. letstalkrelationships.org or visit my website at www.letstalkrelationships.org. And remember, you can't heal if you refuse to deal.
If doctors told us that we'd made a breakthrough on COVID-19, we would rejoice. We'd feel hope that we could live our lives again, get back to work, back to doing what we want. Well, masks are a ticket to that freedom. We can help protect others and save lives by covering our noses and mouths, which is how the virus mainly spreads. Until there's a vaccine, grab the breakthrough that's already here. When we're out, it's masks on. A message to help keep you safe.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Fishbowl Radio Network. FBRN.US. Jump in.
Hey, Spector, hold on 1 second. Spector, hold on 1 second. Hey, welcome back to the 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl. We are broadcasting live from the Fishbowl Radio Network studios here in Globe Life Park, the heart of the entertainment district in Arlington, Texas. Man, we've had a great show so far, and the show is just about to get better. We have our guest in our studio now, the Dallas Pinup Girls. Whoop, my wake-up alarm went on there. Time for me to get up. Get off my ass. All right, but we got the Dallas Pinup Girls here in studio, man. But we also have a very special guest on the line calling from across the pond, Spector with the Chaotic Angels. What's up, Spector?
Actually, you have Raven from the Blackhawk chapter.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay,
Raven.
what's up, Raven?
Sorry, Raven. We had Spector calling in from London, but what's going on, brother?
Not much. I was just going to call in and talk a little bit about Bedwell, the officer that got shot.
Okay.
In Taylor County.
Oh, this one's the one in Georgia, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Please.
Yeah, the one in Georgia.
Please.
Well, I lived there for like 25 years, and the first day I met the guy, he was straight up. He treated everybody the same. If you, no matter how hard of a criminal you were or how big of a, how nice of a person you were, everybody was treated the same. He loved his family. He loved his community. He loved everybody. It didn't matter if he seen you on a Sunday afternoon. He treated you the same on Friday. I mean, he is one of the great guys. I mean, just a great soul, a great community leader, taken too soon by POS, man. I mean, it makes me mad.
Yeah.
These guys doing their job, and this POS that knows he's wrong, he's coward enough, he just wants to shoot. And it just, I mean, there ain't enough to be said. He had a wife and a little girl, and he was just a family man. He was all heart and soul to everybody. I mean, he was just the greatest guy you ever want to meet. And unfortunately, I got to know him along with our SA, who was Ronton. He was real good friends with him. If I'm not mistaken, he actually had enough time to work with him and actually serve with him on the police department itself.
You know, the statistics are rising every year. 12, I know we were discussing some of the statistics before. We have 45 law enforcement officers shot in the line of duty so far this year. We are just 3 months in to 2021, and we have 45 officers shot, 11 killed. We have 29 who have committed suicide so far. You know, when is one of our public officials going to stand up for our law enforcement officers out there? We have too many families that are out there hurting. Too many children are becoming parentless because of the criminal activity that is being allowed to run our streets, and the total disrespect for our law enforcement has fallen to a level of great proportions. Oh, shots fired. No, I guess they're just shaking out the cat. You know, and until our politicians start stepping up for our law enforcement, we are going to continue to see a rise in criminal activity, and our law enforcement are going to gonna leave the job because they're not gonna, back in the day we were risking our lives during the crack eras and stuff like that, but we never had this amount of police shootings throughout our nation.
45 officers shot, 11 officers killed by gunfire, 13 shot in ambush attacks.
Hey, Raven, do you happen to know if anybody has, from your end or anybody down there from the organization has contacted anybody from the Tunnels to Towers Foundation?
I don't know yet. I was going to look myself into it. I was actually going to get with the Punishers LEMC from Alabama and one of the contacts I have with Iron Legacy and see if there's some way we might do what I call a poker run and see if we can just get a bunch of guys together in Dothan and donate a certain amount of money and all ride in together to give it to his family.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's what I was looking to do.
That's a fantastic idea. But I see every day commercials in the morning for the Tunnels to Tower. Now, whether they pay off a mortgage or build a home or help with some hardcore bills, they're only aware of the situation if they're contacted because they can't just scroll through and find officers that are in need or families that are in need. But that's what they're there for, and this might be an instant where the family can either use the mortgage paid, a house built, or some sort of help financially that Tunnels to Towers has the means to provide.
Yeah, not all law enforcement across the nation is covered. People think that if an officer is killed in the line of duty that, all of a sudden the family gets these huge settlements and it takes years sometimes for those insurance claims to go through, sometimes 2 to 3 years. And at that point, the family, when you leave behind a wife with, a child, a single mom now, they're struggling to make the bills. They can end up losing their house. So they do need financial support in this time.
I think it's important to point out some of these smaller rural area police departments and sheriff's departments, they don't have benefits.
Right.
They don't have crap, and they work for, these people whining about making I want everyone to make a livable wage, right? But we all know what minimum wage is really for. Think about this. How would you like to be a police officer working for less money than the guy flipping burgers at McDonald's?
Correct. Right.
That makes absolutely positively no sense to me. But in some of these rural areas and very poor, hard scrabble areas, these cops are working for $10, $15
and risking their lives.
And risking their lives with no benefits.
Yep.
Because they love the job, because they're committed to the mission, and this is something we should talk about again sometime because it is not right. I don't know. Hey, Raven, how big an area did Officer Bedwell live in? Was it one of those real small towns?
Yeah, Decatur County is actually a pretty nice sized town, but still they don't have the needs and the means that something like this happens that they can fully take care of everything or help the people out. The parents are the family of the ones that were injured or either killed in line of duty, like Bedwell was.
What could we do to help? What can we do to help?
Going back to what you said about what I would like, I would just like 12 was saying, let's get the word out. Let's make these politicians realize, not just for the police officers, but for the military too. The police officers and the military are in the same line. Even firefighters. You got firefighters out here every day that are rushing into a fire, not knowing when they're going to go home every day.
Correct.
And these police officers put that badge on, and everybody thinks just because they got a bulletproof vest on that they're safe. No, they're not safe. You don't know where you kiss your wife. That could be the last time you kiss your wife or hug your children when you walk out that door.
Yeah, and it seems a lot of people don't understand that.
The awareness right now is what we need to be. The suicide rates, what they see, like I said, the financial burden after everything is done and over with. Not all. I know I buried my dad like 6 years ago. His funeral arrangements and funeral costs was tremendous. Nowadays, with everything going up like it is with the pandemic and all the money going up, these officers and these families with the insurance, they're not paying what they used to.
Right.
You pay these high deductibles, you pay all these high payments, but they don't pay out. And then you leave the family struggling, which they were probably already struggling. I mean, he's probably pretty steady in what his, but still, we're in a pandemic, as they say, and his wife is a teacher, so she's been out of work due to things being closed, so that puts a burden on everything.
Yeah, and that's why with the motorcycle community steps up. And like I said, when we were at Strokers the other night, the motorcycle community nationwide, worldwide, raises well over $100 million a year for different organizations, different families, and different causes. So, if it wasn't for the MC community, a lot of these organizations, a lot of these families would be suffering a lot more. So once again, we have to step up on the East Coast in Georgia and really bring it for this family who lost their husband and a daughter who lost her father. And we have to show that support. When the politicians aren't going to step in, you know what? The motorcycle community will.
Yep. And that's what I was telling the one of our members' wives the other day when we was talking in our little chat room we have. Her husband is an officer. He was one that actually got to escort Bedwell back in. I had to work, but I wanted to ride my bike to show him, hey, look, we back the blue. We back anybody that puts their life on the line every single day so we can have the freedoms that we got and know that we're protected. And that's the thing that needs to be gotten out now is that the MC, there are some bad ones out there, and I'm not going to call them names or anything, but they made it bad on the ones of us that are out there trying to prove we're not bad, that we do help, we do this, we do back everybody that backs us. And it just aggravated me when I seen that, and I was like, if anybody could get the word out, I think that's why I talked to you, Brian, and said, I get it out to him. He knows. I know they feel the same way we do about it. And we've got 3 officers in our club now. So it hits a little home. So that's just the things I wanted to get out, and I want to get out and raise the money. I want to do something to raise money for the family and give to them to show, hey, this is what we stand for. This is what we care about. We're sorry about your loss. Maybe this will help.
Raven, we got the stuff that you sent us. We'll post something up first thing tomorrow morning about that and try to help you out with it. I know y'all are fairly close to the Florida line as well, and we know some clubs have had.
It sound like that Georgia-Florida line, right?
Yeah, I did. I tried to go slow by it because it would have sounded.
But you didn't.
I went slow. I tried. You
tried.
This is drugs. So we'll help you by putting it out tomorrow morning and spreading the word down around that area.
And depending on when it was, when this fundraiser is, maybe we can always shoot down it because we're going to be in Clearwater for OCC.
The grand opening.
For the grand opening, maybe we can just shoot up a little bit, and maybe if it coincides, we can be there as well.
We have a prospective prospect that's close by as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Well, I sure appreciate you guys. Like I tell 12 every time when I talk to him, can't thank you enough for what you guys do and the words y'all put out to help others out there.
We're here for you, brother, and we're here for those families.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it, brother.
Stay well.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's one of those things that once this pandemic's over, man, our voice is going to raise loud, and we're going to be able to get the awareness out. But all right. Huh? Oh, you're calling him?
Hello.
Hey, welcome to 99. You are live and on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Spector.
Hey,
or is this my is this my car warranty?
It's actually your insurance from your site.
Hey, welcome, Spector, with the Chaotic Angels from across the pond over in London, England, man. Welcome, brother. How are you?
Doing good. Doing real good, bro. Busy, but doing really good. I'm glad to have you back with the show.
Thank you, brother. I hear you doing some great things over in London. You're taking hashtag Walk the Bridge to a whole nother level by starting to walk the bridge for our veterans and our first responders over there. So I can't thank you enough on behalf of all the board members here for hashtag Walk the Bridge. Thank you so much, and thank the High Sheriff and Scotland Yard for being over there, and James Bond and whoever else you got over there for walking the bridge. Or is that Britain? That's Britain, right?
Well,
James Bond. London?
That's the same
Same
place.
thing? Same
People-
place? They all got that accent. So when do you guys think you're going to be doing hashtag Walk the Bridge over there?
We've got so we're doing the Walk the Bridge. We run it down to 4 bridges at the moment that we're looking at talking to, and we're talking to the organisations in London. And as we say, we've got a lot of support with it behind us, with the fire service, the police, the High Sheriff of London. We've been in talks with them, and just planning it. I think at the moment we're looking at potentially starting it with maybe 50 people, which I think is a good start. And
That's
then
a great
we just
start.
raise the awareness from there for a great cause.
Yeah, no, we are so grateful for you doing this and taking this across the pond for us to help raise awareness, and it's gonna be a great thing. You know, I know. Hopefully, we can coincide with you and we can live stream both events at the same time. I know we'll have a little time difference, but we really want to make sure we promote you as well.
Can you imagine doing this? I know you're down to 4. One of them, if you all know, the Tower Bridge. It's just it's a beautiful, beautiful structure. I can just see this now, even with their very first effort. I mean, that'd be like 40 more people than we had when we started.
Yeah,
with 11.
yeah.
But can you see 50 people? Hashtag Walk the Bridge, the movement crossing over there, raising awareness about.
I can't wait to see it. I
is
can't
gonna
wait.
Be freaking awesome. And
Yeah.
then around I've thrown out a challenge. I threw out a challenge to Preacher in Dublin, and I threw out a challenge to Petar in the Czech Republic.
All right, and we had Italy listening today, so
Italy's
come on,
listening
man.
too, yeah.
Spector, how's the lockdown going in London? I know you guys were under a severe lockdown. I know here in Texas we're starting to open up. How are things with COVID over in London?
Oh, it's still terrible. Unfortunately, I may not be able to make it to the Ocho Awards because we can't do any international travel. We're starting to come out of the lockdown, but we're not allowed to socialise. You're not even allowed one other person in your house or anything like that at this stage. But schools are going back, which makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. Is there any good news in sight? Are your numbers down? Are your numbers down? Are they doing testing? Any vaccinations over there?
Well, I think we're sitting at 20 million people vaccinated. Our vaccinations are flying out. I think they second to only Israel at the moment. The spike is definitely down, and hospitalizations are certainly down by 80% within the high-risk age groups. So the vaccine does seem to be effective and working, and they are rolling it out at a rapid rate.
Well, that's some good news. That's some good news. So we'll just take it day by day, and we'll keep praying for you, everybody over there from over here, and hopefully we'll get this crazy, chaotic thing finished, and we can get on to bigger and better missions.
That's for sure, brother. I look forward to those days.
Yeah, because we're looking forward to traveling to England and coming to meet you, and maybe riding some of those beautiful country roads.
Well, just make sure that you remember to ride on the left, yeah?
The what?
Make sure you remember to ride on the left-hand side of the road.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out real quick if we ride left, right. Yeah. we know how to swerve. Shuck and jive. All right, brother.
Good, and you're always welcome out. You take care, and I'll let you chat to the lovely ladies in your studio.
All right, thanks, brother, and thank you for calling, and God bless you. And we'll be in touch soon.
Take care, brothers.
Take care.
You know what we ought to try to do, Sideshow, is since he's our scheduler, is try to contact Steven Siller from Tunnels of Towers and see if we can get him to call into our show and talk to us.
Okay.
About what they do and how they do it, because this is happening like weekly.
Yeah, and these organizations are getting taxed. So I know Tunnels to Towers, $11 a month donation. you could help them out. A lot of these organizations are getting taxed because they're really stepping forward and helping out a lot of families. And without money coming in, they're not going to be able to help people as well. So, grab an organization that you believe in. Tunnels to Towers is a fantastic organization for $11 a month.
And they get 4 out of 4 on their rating as far as a charitable organization. My dad, he gets a book because he makes lots of donations every year, and he's actually called me. They're one of the ones that I recommended that he donate to. But the book rates these people because of administrative costs or other bullshit costs. Sometimes you donate $1 and 10 cents goes to the organization, 90 cents goes to
like the
processor.
Clinton Foundation.
Yeah. So, but they get a 4 out of 4. So they're a very, very good organization as far as using their money for what it's to be used for.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. So do your research, do your due diligence before you start just donating to a charity. Make sure that the costs go into the person and not just some administration costs. So, all right, so let's move on to the Dallas Pinup Girls. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, ladies.
We're so glad to have you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming in. Let's do a quick introduction. Let's start with you.
Hi, I'm Miss Cat Marie. Kitty Von Riddle. Jackie Hollow, I'm president and co-founder.
All right.
And I'm Juanita.
Juanita.
Bonita.
All right. We were discussing the Pinup Girls and where they originated from in the beginning of the show and how iconic your organization has become in helping our military and our veterans in supporting in so many different ways. Tell us a little bit about the organization that you started here in Dallas.
Yeah, we started in late 2018. Co-founded it with another gal who sadly moved to Washington. She's still part of the group, though. And it started off that we were just kind of a group of friends. And we just kind of got together. We're like, hey, we all like vintage stuff. Let's just form a girl gang or whatever. And then it became a lot more than that.
You have no idea how many times he said that.
We're not a mean
girl gang.
But I wanted to make it more than just going to shows and looking cute, because I love a good classic car show. We love a good, music. Whatever. We're really good at looking cute. We are very good at looking cute, okay? It is super fun, but we wanted to make it more than that. So then we started looking to helping charity organizations throughout DFW. So we're friends with a local VFW. We've helped them out with a car wash. We were going to do a ton of events with them this year, and obviously that fell by the wayside.
Right.
We love Paws in the City and helping them out with some stuff, and better women's shelters, things like that. And we wanted to make it more hey, here's our pretty face, but we really like helping out these organizations too, and being able to empower and help our community is our goal.
So when Mongo and I first learned about the Dallas Pinup Girls, it was at a Harley Davidson event. And I think before we met you ladies, Amanda Gonzalez from Harley Davidson, she made the comment, I think she wasn't pulling my leg, this is like a lifestyle for you all.
Yeah.
She said it's like it would be normal for you to go out, out at your job or just out in public in day-to-day routines, in character.
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely. I've definitely said that to plenty of people when they ask me oh, you like to dress up? No, this is actually a lifestyle.
I go out like this. I go to Walmart like this.
Listen, just because you go out in your slingshot doesn't mean that everybody does that.
It's Walmart acceptable.
You got me there.
No, so getting back to what he said, now this is normal day-to-day attire for you.
Yes, I dress like this, minus the cleavage, at work all the time.
Oh, so you boosted that up for us.
I went balls to the wall today because I knew I was going to be on camera and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, we text each other I'm going all out.
I was like, I know I'm going to be on camera. I got to look good.
Now, I know you guys did a lot of, you do a lot of runway shows, a lot of modeling shows. I know for Harley Davidson you did that.
So you're competing against one another too, right?
Actually, no. So that's actually, I got together with Amanda. She's actually my sister from another mother and a dad. We grew up together. We were raised together by my dad. And she actually approached me about the pinup contest. She was like, hey, I really want to do a pinup contest, but I want to incorporate you girls as well. So that's kind of how that came about. And then I put it out on Facebook, for girls to join, and it's basically just to have fun, go out, dress up.
Right.
And then a lot of the Dallas.
I love to dress up every once in a while. See me walking around with my cleavage up high and a skirt every once in a while. I love that.
We have a strong stance on empowering our members rather than like any contest that we do where we compete against each other. It's all fun.
Right,
We always like cheer each other on rather than being catty.
So I have a question to ask you about that, but I don't know if you picked that up. A vision of Dr. Frankenfurter just ran through my mind with what you said. So,
hey, what I do in my own home is what I do in my own. Don't judge me.
He's a fan of the fishnets.
Once it happens daily.
I can rock a pair of fishnets, let me tell you.
Hey, Mad Dog said you've been frequenting his establishment, like buying leather stuff every day. Is that your other persona?
Just my ball gag mask.
Leather is a biker thing. Oh, shoot, that's funny.
The veteran community more than ever needs morale boosts across our nation.
Mm-hmm.
How does the veteran community perceive you guys when you come in? I mean, it's
Oh,
got to
they
really
love us.
It's got to bring smiles to their faces.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like really early on, we went to like an old folks community, and that was a lot of fun. They loved us because a lot of those were like World War II veterans and stuff. They love. We are invited to everything that they do because they love having us there and stuff. And now that things are starting to open back up, that's like a whole new ball game. We can actually
it's got to
be able to help again.
Yeah, it's got to be great for like a World War II vet or a Vietnam vet or somebody.
Yep.
Just to have that presence because the pinup girls were, like you said, on planes in every barracks across the world, man. Every United States, huh?
Nose art,
right? Yeah. So that's what makes. Now, is there a particular costume that each one of you wear? Is there a certain or do you just choose?
Everybody has their own.
I think we all have our own taste.
Yeah.
Sure.
And me personally, it doesn't feel like a costume just because it's
something,
Yeah.
Right.
It's something we do all the time. But I think we all kind of have our personal taste.
Where do you get your inspiration from? Like your inspiration for
Great question.
For either the hairstyle or the colors, or like where the inspirations come from?
So for me, my favorite is I love fashion. I definitely I try and change it up, and the thing about it is I try and mix modern with like the 50s back in the day, because it's just there's cute clothes now, and then
right.
Betty Page.
You don't want to look like the Andrews sisters. Skirts down to your ankles.
Yep. Nope.
Let's open it up a little bit.
We definitely go the more risque. So think your
There you
Betty
go.
Page, where she really
Betty
pushed
Page,
that envelope.
Marilyn Monroe, Betty
Right.
Grable, like those were my inspiration. But especially Betty Page. Yeah, it's Betty Page. Bangs.
And then there's some more like modern day pinup models. Like Micheline Pitt is a huge one for me.
Who's that?
She is a modern day pinup model. She's been published God knows how many times. She owns a clothing line. I believe she owns a makeup line. She's incredible. She's like really one of those like woman bosses or whatever. Best way to describe her. But there's a lot. Instagram is a great inspiration for a lot of women like us that just dress cute all the time, and you're like, hey, that's a really cute outfit. I can actually buy that,
But I want to let everybody know, because you brought up a big word before, was empowering women.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
That's
not
2 words.
Well, I'm glad you were listening. And I
always listen.
All right, empowerment.
There you go.
Which is very important. Because a lot of people look at pinups and they'll be like, oh, that's demoralizing to women or whatever.
Yeah, and it absolutely is not.
I want to make everybody aware that this is more of an uplifting aspect of women.
Absolutely.
And not a demoralization.
That's a good question. Do you?
What?
Very inclusive of everyone.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Every race,
every
ethnicity.
race, every shape,
every age.
And it's very empowering for women that don't have that confidence. When you have a woman to approach you and be like, oh my God, you look amazing. I'm like, you can look this way.
Right.
I have women telling me
all the time.
We get together.
Yeah.
It's constantly like, oh my God, you look amazing. Like it's just
Yeah, and I have a lot of women saying that they're like, oh, I could never do that. And I was like, yeah, you can. Anybody can do this.
Okay, so when you do the, what do they call it? Is it the catwalk or on the stage, like at a Harley event?
I thought you were going to break out in the song really right now. The catwalk on stage.
Yeah. When you do that, and you get the cat calls or people whistling, or do you feel like that objectifies you in some way, or because let's be honest, in this day and age, there's a whole bunch of people on this side of me over here that would probably be going, oh, that's you're objectifying yourself by wearing low cut.
We just canceled Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, just all that
Mr. Potato Head.
You know what I'm saying?
I will speak to this just because most of the pinup contests that we do are for a nonprofit.
Right.
They're for a cause. And
that doesn't keep these people from getting butt hurt.
You go in knowing that you're going in for a cause and you're passionate about it, and you go in knowing that you're going to be wearing a certain outfit, and part of getting the crowds to come and to, give money to these benefits is them cheering you on.
Yes.
So if you can turn it into, oh my gosh, look at how many people are here cheering, that means that they donated to this cause.
Yep.
It makes it worthwhile.
And y'all aren't dressed tacky in any way.
No.
And
there are actually really strict rules about these pinup contests, about dressing in the true form, and there's not a lot of bikini pinup contests here.
Yep.
That, at least in my
if you
experience.
look historically, and I don't know how, when you guys get ready to maybe change your style or whatever, how much you go back and research, like World War II nose art on aircraft and tanks. Damn near every single one of thousands of aircraft produced during World War II and into Korea, and even it's not so much nose art anymore, but in those two eras, certainly they were beautiful pieces of art, dressed exactly like you all are dressed right now. And maybe some of them were more personal than others, maybe were some a little more risque than others, but still they weren't
tasteful.
Yeah.
Everything was tasteful.
Right.
Everything was tasteful.
It's an art piece rather than, whatever. And I think of it like we're owning our sexuality.
Yes.
Like we own that. And that's a very empowering space.
You just
to
want
be.
like this, I got the
like
vision of that.
Riveter.
I've got the vision of
that's a very powerful space to be in. So in that aspect, I don't think of it as objectifying. Like, sure, are we objectified? Yeah, but like,
but you're bringing it for a good cause and you're doing it tastefully.
Yeah.
And when we talk about art, let's look at some of the spectacular artwork you ladies have on your arms and your bodies. You have some amazing tattoo artwork on here.
Yeah, I'm working on a full sleeve now.
You're working on a full sleeve. Mm-hmm. Now, everybody has something meaningful. Is that I'm looking at the four of you guys all have artwork. Do the rest of the pinup girls in your organization have artwork?
Some of them
not all.
Oh,
not
okay.
all of them. No.
Yeah.
Several of us do.
Okay.
Yeah, but not all. Because if you really want to get technical, back then they didn't
have it, right? But once again, we're not back then. We're not in the 1940s.
That's
we
what
are.
I'm saying. We're the
grown
modern
of age.
pinups. We're the today pinup because times change.
Yeah, exactly.
And
exactly.
It's probably an important thing to bring up that we are modern day pinups because there are some values back in the 50s that we are not embracing anymore.
Right.
And we're embracing almost the opposite with the inclusion of everyone. And, like we said, everyday style, everything. So a lot of times, if there's maybe a call out on Facebook and saying, well, how can you preach this when you're representing this? And it's like, we're going to say modern pinups. We're modern day pinups with modern day, values.
Right. And I feel like tattoos in the modern day pinup community are very celebrated because it's seen as a more alternative type of modeling style.
Yes.
And with that comes a lot of tattoos.
Yeah,
so,
Hey, listen, more color the better, I say.
We're pretty decorated around here.
Before the pandemic, you guys, with 2018 you started, right?
Yes.
All right, so before the pandemic, before all these things, everything closed down, how busy was your schedule? Because I could see,
it was insane.
I could just imagine people going, I want them on my event.
It was a second job for me.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It was. We had to have a plan. You have to have a plan.
Yes, and the officers, you never you didn't have a day off.
Wow.
Yeah, we had.
But we were always busy.
We had meetings every month with the officers, meetings with the full group every other month, and we had an event quarterly. like a big public event where
Right.
we fundraise. And I had some major events planned this year. Obviously, that did not.
well-
that didn't happen. A little late last year than this year.
Even those smaller events were pretty big. You say like
Yeah.
the big ones
There was a
quarterly,
lot of
but we did
little-
all. Yeah.
Mhm.
We had little events in between the quarterly events. And
Yeah.
Right.
Even those too, like I mean, they were
was a
fun.
lot.
Like, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot too.
It was a
Like,
lot.
it's
Go, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. Go.
I was going to ask you, you mentioned the.
But he's bad like that, just interrupting.
He did mean to cut you off.
about being inclusive. So when you all go and compete, you all belong to the same group. Are there other similar groups in DFW? Is it all Dallas pinups?
We are the only one right now. Like if we,
I think we're the only like
Yeah.
official pinup group
Yes.
in the DFW area.
We're the
I believe
only one
Albany
that I
dissipated.
know.
They're done.
Yeah,
Like, they're
I
done.
want to say there's one in Houston, but I'm not 100% sure on that. There were a couple in Abilene. All of those have dissipated.
Yeah, how many women do you have? How many women do you have in your group?
We just added 20.
20.
So now we are up to almost 100.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a lot of woman power.
Wow.
So when you, how do you?
That's a hell of a
typically,
meeting.
When you're actually, well, let me ask you. Y'all get along, and it's more about the empowerment part.
Yeah.
I got that. But do y'all ever have like a real competition where somebody is like judging you? And if
we
so,
don't host them because there's so many girls in my group. I feel like there's going to be bias. But if anybody else wants to host it like a contest like that, I'm tell all the
push them
girls
that
like,
way.
hey, yeah.
So
yeah.
how would you prepare? How do you prepare for that, or do you prepare? You just get up and
Put
do
your
it,
game
go.
face
Yeah.
on.
When I start out, because I host.
Not everybody can wake up as pretty as you. That's
I mean, honestly, when I start out and you know try to get the crowd hype, I tell them like, look, let me tell you, y'all need to like cheer these girls on because we wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Got
we
curl our
we
hair,
roll
set
our
it.
hair at night. Our makeup's got to be on point.
Yeah.
Our outfit's got to be like.
You're not even talking about the masking and hydrating.
I mean,
Yeah.
we like weeks prior.
Cucumber.
Nails.
Weeks prior. Like
Yeah.
sometimes.
Listen. I go get my hair cut. I'm in and out in 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. I do it myself sometimes. And like I said, I've never had to sit and curl my hair. And your hair is done up beautifully. That takes time. That takes effort. I mean, it's not a 1, 2, 3 in the bathroom. So
Yep.
you do have to wake up early to get ready for these events. And you take pride in it, so you want it to be on point. You want it to be perfect.
And if you're not on point, like I feel like it affects your stage presence.
Right.
Because if your day's going to shite, it definitely affects you being able to be like charismatic on the stage.
Correct. Now,
Sure.
if someone comes to an event that you guys are at, either hosting or being invited to, what could they expect from the Dallas Pinup Girls?
Friendly.
Friendly.
We get
Very approachable.
Yes, we're very approachable.
Yes,
Lots of pictures.
Lots of pictures.
Yeah.
You know, we definitely have.
We're all
approached for
huggers,
pictures.
Yeah.
which has been like
Nice.
Very
that is
difficult.
Yeah.
Very difficult
just
for
I'm
COVID.
so ready to hug people again.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're so ready to hug me.
No shaking hands.
Yeah.
I know.
Bring it in.
Right?
Bring it in.
I'm like, oh, like,
I think some people have this like idea of pinup girls as being like kind of stuck up and snobby and stuff, which is not the case at all. We are very friendly. We love meeting new people. We love like learning about organizations to help and stuff. Like we can be nicer. We're very nice, drama-free. I know that's hard to believe. Girl group.
100 women, no drama? Well, I do not believe that.
no, I remember writing that letter to you about
I
that.
established from day one. I was like, no drama in this group, and if you cause it, you're out. And I've had to kick girls out for that.
All right, let me
But
ask you something.
I am a no
you
BS
got
kind of
100
gal.
women at a meeting. You're going to decide, what are we going to eat today? Go.
I pick a restaurant, and I'm like, y'all need to pick from this menu, period. But yeah, I've had to lay down the hammer a couple times, which is not my personality at all. So that took me way out of my comfort zone. Okay, but I had to establish from day one, this is a drama-free zone, and if you don't like it, this is not the place for you.
And she's definitely had to kick out,
I've had
women
to.
that have caused drama or bring negativity because
Yes.
that's another thing. We try and keep that away because it's like a domino effect.
Yes.
We
Like-
want it to be like a positive, safe environment
Yeah.
for everyone that's in there in a trusted space. And
Yes.
we work really hard to create that.
Mhm.
And as accepting as we are, sometimes it's just like.
So, do you do it mainly for the camaraderie among the girls, or are you more like, is the mission kind of a second of going out and representing on, say like at Harley or at a veterans organization or something like that? Is it like more? It's who you are, and you get together with like-minded people for the reasons you laid out, or is it because, well, we have this mission that we want to go carry out?
I would say it's both.
Well, I was going to say all of the above.
Because our mission statement is literally both. Like, not only do we empower women and have a happy, healthy space to hang out and enjoy vintage stuff, but we also help the community too. So it's definitely both.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mongo said you all were very approachable at every event he's been at.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I saw the pictures. I mean, the pictures from
I've got lots of pictures.
Yeah, we got tons
Dallas,
of them. Yeah.
Harley Davidson, they were incredible. Now, what you just said brings to a point where you got a mission and you got 100 girls with camaraderie, and that is something that a lot of women organizations do not have. You know, they don't have that bond with that mission involved, which I think is fantastic. So, like, there are a lot of women out there that are introverts, right? And say they wanted to come out and meet new people. You guys make it so approachable, so welcoming that they can fit right into the group.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, we have quite a few introverts that just like to look
and
pretty
this brings them out, right?
Mm-hmm.
This brings them out, right?
Yeah.
And they'll even say like at the end, like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad I came." Like, you know, it's a good feeling because you know that person, it took everything in them to walk out of the house to even attend one of these events or to even walk the stage.
And it's beautiful to watch them blossom.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
My maternal thing is like, oh baby.
You know, I was just about to say that because now you're looking at, you said twofold. Now you're looking at threefold because you're not only empowering women, you're inspiring women to come out and be who they truly want to be.
There's
and
a lot
you're
of
Yes.
It really is. When
that's
you think
wonderful.
About it.
That I mean,
and we have girls from like all walks of life, like people that have never done vintage before, and they're like, I've always been interested in this, and I wanted to find a group where I could like start getting into it. And then we have people like Juanita and I that have been doing it for a decade or more. So
wow.
Yeah.
Now, when you say a decade, because 2018, you guys formed the group. What did you guys do prior to 2018?
We just went to car shows.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
all
like
right.
I dress like this every day, but classic car shows were where we were
this
at.
car show. So I grew up around vintage cars. My dad was a painter. He was rebuilt old cars.
So he said, dress up and go stand next to that car.
I definitely I loved everything about it, and I'll never forget thinking one of these days I'm gonna dress up like that, and I could never get the courage to do it, but I started to do it on my own, trying to do little things here and there, researching it. Has been probably one of the most empowering things that has ever happened in my life.
Now, you guys are a 501c3?
We are not.
Okay.
So we were going to file, and then COVID hit, and I was just like, you know what? We're just going to be a fun social group.
Right.
We're not going to worry about filing or anything like that right now. We may do that in the future, but right now with COVID and everything, I was like, nope, we're going to table this for now.
Okay, now, you guys all work, right? You all have
Yes.
jobs. This is your secondary, this is your outlet, but it's turning into a second job, right?
It was prior to COVID, for
prior to
sure.
COVID. Now, just looking at, the hairstyles, the makeup, the bows, the clothing can't be cheap. Okay?
It depends.
Well,
so
this girl right here produced
Thrift
this
stores.
video where she took 5 pieces of clothing and made 30 outfits. She
Oh,
did this video.
so you guys are making your own clothing? And
Well, the way she puts it together. Yeah, and then
Oh,
the
wow,
stuff,
okay.
Yeah.
I do a lot of my own.
I was going to ask where you guys shop. This ain't the Gap material.
You get lucky sometimes.
Y'all
Thrift stores.
Y'all have used the phrase "going vintage" several times. Is this, besides just the way that you dress, is this something that carries over to the house, with the furniture?
Oh, yeah.
Vintage,
definitely mid-century
retro
furniture.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this is home stuff too?
Yeah.
So
for a lot of us, yeah.
There's
Stop.
a lot of us, yeah.
Stop. I know where you're going already.
No, you don't. I didn't
know
have
where
a
you're
follow.
going with
I
it.
didn't even have a
I've
follow-up.
seen you on the role-playing websites.
Oh my God, and all of a sudden I'm thinking of June Cleaver and what kind of fantasies he does. I'm like, I thought you so nailed. I knew it.
Oh,
Honey,
shoot.
here's your paper.
You're making them blush.
Come on, woman. Oh my God.
Where's the beaver?
Beautiful.
Come on, Ward, relax.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! I that's what you thought.
What?
You put. Oh,
What
it was you.
You're just catching
It was,
on?
yes. it was rattling around in there. It took a minute to I just caught that. I was going Okay, Ward Cleaver, June Cleaver.
Listen, well, Ward Cleaver should not be even in the equation.
To be fair.
Unless that's your thing, that's
That
fine.
roulette ball was just spinning around in his head, and it finally started bouncing back and forth, and it hit.
It took me a minute. I mean,
it actually took you almost 2 minutes. But.
Yeah, who's counting, right?
But
yes, it does absolutely carry over into the house.
Yeah.
It does.
It
Oh,
carries
yeah.
over into a lot of things. Yeah.
Now, kids.
Earrings, everything.
Now, I'm sure a lot of the women have kids. A lot of the
Oh,
ladies
yeah,
have
we-
kids
I
and
think
stuff.
all of us
So,
have kids, yeah.
Do you get the children involved? Do you get the kids involved? Do you get the family involved? How does that work? I'm sure the spouses are like, "Wow, this is it's got to be cool. It's got to be fun to be at home and get everybody ready and geared up for an event."
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, well, for me, mine are teenagers, so they don't want to be with me.
Typical.
Practically have to like.
Oh, yeah.
I practically have to like bride my daughter. I've noticed that my daughter, she's starting to pick up a couple of things. Like she'll like, oh mom, does this look good?
Can I borrow this?
Yeah, can I borrow this? Like things like that. But as far as like going to the events, it's very rare because mine are.
Did we have you guys scheduled to come out to the Heritage Museum
Yes.
in Nevada
Mm-hmm.
before all this stuff got closed down?
Yes.
We were doing a comedy
Yeah, I was
show.
gonna go.
At the
comedy
Bob,
show.
the Bob Hope
reschedule
style.
that.
We want to go back. Listen, this place, it would be perfect for you guys because he has so many vintage military vehicles.
Well, the
and-
event's going to be a Bob Hope style show.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So it'd be right.
And we're still going to be doing that
I was
once we
gonna ask
get
if
to
it was
open. Yeah, we're
rescheduled.
still going to
Okay.
do that.
We don't
once
have a
open
date
up.
yet, but
Okay.
once everything
Yeah.
gets wide open, because it'll be well, if everything goes as planned, we'll have it up there at either Black Gold or out at the museum, one of those two venues.
Right, it'd be probably better off at the museum because that's just
It's a
That's
housing
transportation
with all
and
that
all
stuff,
that, yeah.
but you guys will love it because it's just it would fit in so well with what you all do and the memorabilia that they have there.
Oh, great
Right.
photo ops.
Great.
Yes, lots of photo ops.
How about
Lots of guns, shoot, and
yeah,
granades to
and
throw,
the kids love
tanks
it.
to ride around in.
Talk about iconic pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, they would look great, black and white pictures. Oh man, that would be
So
fantastic.
one of our listeners wants to know if any of y'all have ties to the law enforcement community, either with spouses or children or brothers, sisters.
That is a great question.
We have a lot.
We had
we
one
have quite a few
member.
members.
Yeah,
that
I think
do.
we
Yeah.
have quite a few members that are
That have
actually in
ties.
law enforcement.
Yeah, we were actually going to have a first responders event this year. And then, of course,
COVID.
or late last year, I should say. So, not just helping police officers, but helping firefighters and
EMTs,
everybody.
yeah.
EMTs, all of that. But of course, that was pushed by the wayside. But we definitely want to help that community. We are huge into supporting our first responders.
Now, how far would you travel? Because we actually we have clubs all over the nation. Do you travel? I'm
have
thinking.
not yet.
I'm really picturing like you ever watch a League of Their Own?
Oh, yeah.
Right, I can picture like all you girls getting on this really vintage bus, and driving across
such a mess.
country,
That would be such a mess. We have not traveled. Like, there is a huge car show in Austin that I've always wanted to go to. Which is I've gone to once, but I mean with the group Lone Star Roundup. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't imagine traveling outside of the state. Maybe to Viva Las Vegas, which is a huge rockabilly
How
convention.
are we going to work out the bathroom?
That is a great question. That is a great question. We have gone to like Abilene before because we had some sister groups out there, but not outside the state. We haven't yet.
Not outside the state. But
We are
what's the
open to
furthest
it.
you guys have traveled? Was Abilene?
Abilene and Austin.
Abilene and Austin.
Yeah.
All right.
But we're pretty new, so.
Yeah. Now, 100 strong. That's bigger
lot.
That's a large group. If one of our listeners, or one of our listeners, wants his wife to be in it because of dress up or whatever,
fishnets.
Wait, were you looking at me or him?
No, I was looking at her. How would they say someone's? Hey, I want to be part of that. How do they become?
All
part
they
of
have
your
to do
group?
is message us on Instagram or Facebook.
Okay, what's the site?
It's at Dallas Pinup Dolls on Instagram, and then Facebook, same thing.
Okay, we're gonna also put their website, their Instagram and stuff, all their information on the 99% Radio Network page.
Duke's already on it.
Duke's like, I want to be part of this.
With those curls.
Now, we got some time. When I talked about the Andrews Sisters, and do you have any musical groups within your own group, like that do vintage?
We don't, but for the past couple of years, we have been dying to do a talent show or a variety show. We have been dying to do it. We had it on the schedule for June of last year.
Now, what would that entail? Like
musical acts, singing, dancing. We have quite a few burlesque dancers in the group.
Oh, wow.
Like a variety show. Like a good
Perked
down
up with
and
that
dirty
one,
old
didn't he?
school
Really?
variety show.
Oh, very, very cool.
Yeah, so all kinds of things like that. We have one couple.
From the back, he's like, all we have to say is burlesque dancer. He's like,
Yeah. He's the creepy guy in the back of the
Is he checking his wall right there for dollar bills?
Put those dollars away. Put them away.
That's like, what?
We're not that kind of show.
Oh my god, that's funny. So yeah, we were hoping to do that at some point. Cross my fingers. We aren't prepared today.
No.
Give us a week. We might be better prepared.
What are some of your plans going forward? Actually, you know what? We're gonna cut for a commercial break, and then we want to bring you back, and we want to hear about what your once COVID and the state restrictions are open, what your plans are for the future, and where you want to see yourself growing to, the numbers you want to grow to. So we're gonna break for a commercial. And we'll be back to hear what the pinup girls, the Dallas pinup girls, are going to do next, what their upcoming events are, and how you can help support and be a member of this great empowerment of women organization. So this is the 99% Radio Network. We'll be back after this.
We all know that safety comes first, but you don't want to look like your parents are sending you on a bike ride. Here at Micro DOT Helmets, we're focused on lightweight DOT certified helmets that protect and still look great. So you don't have to look like that mushroom from Super Mario. If you do have an accident, we'll ship you a fresh new helmet. Real lifetime warranty, only at Micro DOT Helmets, a veteran-owned business.
Come on in and take a trip down memory lane in Garland, Texas at TLC on the Lake, located at 4881 Bass Pro Drive. Step in and enjoy our made-from-scratch meals. It'll make you feel like you're back in Grandma's kitchen. Our friendly staff is always ready to serve you and take care of your every need. Enjoy your meal on our outside deck while overlooking the beautiful views of Lake Ray Hubbard. If you're out with the family or hosting a corporate event, visit TLC on the Lake or give us a call at 972-203-8512.
Yo, this your boy Ante, host of Alpha Talk, broadcasting live each week on Saturday from 7 to 8 p.m. from FBRN Studios at Global Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Log on here to hear Real World Talk, Motivational Talk, Alpha Talk, and Red Pill Talk. So be sure to log on each week on Saturday from 7 to 8 to catch Alpha Talk
on FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Fifth Avenue Nutrition in Garland is a twist on your normal coffee or donut shop. Serving coffee, teas, shaved ice, and delicious ice cream shakes, pastries, and muffins, Fifth Avenue offers a wide variety of delicious drink concoctions, ranging from specialty coffee, nitro brews, meal replacement ice cream shakes, to energy-boosting fruit-flavored teas. At Fifth Avenue, we proudly serve B Black Rifle Company brand coffee. At Fifth Avenue, we back our blue by offering free coffee to all uniformed members of the service. Visit us at 414 West Avenue D, Garland, Texas, open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Pop in and see us. We have a bright idea to make you healthy, delicious, and fun.
Fishbowl Radio Network presents the first ever Fishbowl 24-hour Digithon right here on FBRN.US. Starting at 12 a.m. on Sunday, March 28th, FBRN.US hosts will be broadcasting for 24 hours straight to help raise money for Fishbowl, as well as bring awareness and exposure to small businesses that have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Small businesses have struggled throughout COVID-19. And Fishbowl wants to help you and your business by giving you free exposure on FBRN.US, which reaches millions around the globe. Want a part of the action? If you own a small business, come visit the studio or call in on March 28th from anywhere in the world to 817-633-4880. And you can be a part of the FBRN Digithon, where you can enter drawings and enjoy some food with the Fishbowl family. Be sure to log on Sunday, March 28th for our 24-hour Digithon on FBRN.US. Jump in.
Hello, I'm Bill. I've been in the financial industry for over 30 years. Now I share my passion for helping others become more financially educated. Why are so many people interested in what I share? Because like others, I've discovered who the financially free are and who they are not. But most importantly, I've determined how ordinary people can become financially free. If you're struggling with living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt while struggling to save for retirement, then I can get you the support you need. By joining the Must Succeed Financial Literacy Series membership, you will get access to my financial courses. Hey, don't worry, I'm not going to teach you how to become a financial consultant, but I am going to show you how to get out of debt, how to raise your credit score, and how to put savings away for retirement. My courses are simple and easy to follow at your own pace. So join today at abetterwaytogrow.org. That's abetterwaytogrow.org. I'm going to show you a better way to grow.
Hello, we are It's About the Kids Incorporated. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization that operates out of Dallas, Texas.
Our mission is to focus on the kids of today who will become the youth of tomorrow and the adult of the future. Today, tomorrow, the future.
Empowering the community one family at a time.
You can reach us at all social media platforms at It's About the Kids or online at www.itsaboutthekids.org.
Where we mentor a child, save a life.
Ladies, I'm excited to tell you about a new resource that features universal life advice. Ladies Life Guide is here for women who are working to reach all their life goals while continuing to find their own strength and voice. Log on to ladieslifeguide.com for inspirational articles and to follow all social media outlets for weekly posts full of value and insight. Also, check out the boutique featuring LLG positive quotes on fun clothing for the entire family, fabulous everyday accessories, and lovely home goods to own with positive pride. Stay tuned for the upcoming premiere of the Ladies Life Guide weekly podcast produced by our own Fishbowl team.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling on it.
The dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off for school? Bye, son.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today. Go to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hey, this is Stevie B with the Am I Worth the Time show, host of the year 2020. Want to encourage you to keep it locked right here at Fishbowl Radio Network. Y'all be safe, you hear?
All right, welcome back to the 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl. We are broadcasting you live from the Fishbowl Radio Network studios here in Globe Life Park, the heart of the entertainment district in Arlington, Texas. You are listening to Sideshow 12 and Mongo, and we have the Dallas Pinup Girls in our studio having a great time talking about empowerment of women and the new age and USO, and it's been a phenomenal conversation so far. We've been getting a lot of great feedback from our listeners. I want to welcome everybody back, and we're going to talk. We want to discuss how COVID affected you guys with the aspect of how you guys go out and do your meet and greets and some of your shows. But what are you looking once our state restrictions for COVID have opened up? What are your plans? Where do you want to see the Dallas Pinup Girls in the near future?
That is a great question.
Because I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, we were on hiatus for most of last year. I took some time off. I had COVID for 2 months, so it whooped me. So I was like, this is the time to take some time off. So I did some thinking at the beginning of this year. I'm like, okay, how in the world am I going to manage this group when we can't go out and do stuff? So I was like, okay, we got to do some stuff online. So we have a Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group. Just started doing some threads and stuff. My main focus right now is just getting the group together and getting us in a safe way, getting us together. So we're doing every other week. We're going to do skate nights. Or like roller rinks are open, and you talk about like a fun retro kind of activity, right? So I'm going to try to do
100 girls to get to the skating rink.
I hope not 100.
That brings me back to
it is extremely difficult getting all of us together.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really hard. So I was going to do that every other week just so we can get some girls together and have some fun.
So many, like new girls that joined in this last year.
Yeah.
That we haven't met face to face yet.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Everything's like over Zoom or just like
we did Zoom calls for a while. That kind of fell by the wayside.
It sucks.
Yeah, it's just it's not the same. It's
especially
just
when you
not the same.
clothes on. It just makes no sense. Makes no sense.
So a new event for our members this month, which we might open up to the public depending on how it goes, is we're doing a private movie night.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to pick like an 80s Brat Pack movie because we all love those movies, So we're renting out a movie theater, and the proceeds of that are going to go to Dallas Pinup Shop. It's owned by one of our members.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, she had a pipe burst during the winter storms, and she needed some financial assistance. And I was like, okay, let's do a quick fundraiser for you. We'll do a private movie night and raise some money. So
they're another shop that's all about embracing women and embracing.
If y'all want to go shopping and you're near the DFW area, go to Dallas Pinup Shop. It's on Main Street in downtown Dallas and Deep Ellum. They're fantastic. They're local.
Right.
Ladies that are working there.
Some of our clothes, that would
That's where you go.
That's a local place. You can try them on. The shop owner is amazing. There is a photography studio in the back. They're awesome. So highly recommend. But that's like our next event right now. We might do regular movie nights.
You gotta have to send us the address on that, so we'll also post that up on our website too. So
we will definitely do that. That's what we have cooking right now. For the future, I want another New Year's Eve event. I am dying for it. We had a
But we have to wait till New Year's Eve.
Yeah. We did a Roaring 20s party for 2020. It was
so amazing.
Whew, I got toasted, and it was amazing.
That sounds like a lot
Who we need to hook them up with is the Three Drunk Monkeys, because they throw the absolute best New Year's Eve party, and they dress up too, but it's not like y'all. They dress up. What is that steampunk movement kind of thing? They wear the top hats and
like the Will Smith
like
movie,
like 1890s kind of stuff. But those dudes can party. They throw great parties.
We have quite a few cosplayers in the group. We could totally do that. Yeah. But I would love to have a New Year's Eve event. Like that was a ton of fun. We were gonna do a retro prom.
Hey,
so
what's cosplay? Pardon my ignorance. What's cosplay? You said
cosplay's like when you dress up in a costume of like a superhero or like a video game.
Like the what? Like the what?
They didn't hear me. Never mind. You referenced your ball earlier. I said the GIF.
I didn't reference my ball.
Not your balls. That ball.
So think of like conventions and stuff. You know how you see people walking around, they're all dressed up in a character or whatever. That's cosplay.
Right.
Yeah. That's funny. Oh shoot.
Where do you see you guys? Where do you see you guys in a year from now? What are your goals for the Dallas Pinup girls? Like what? Are you looking to do more fundraisers? Are you looking to take on more organizations? Like what?
I would love to file our 501(c)(3). That is on the docket for the next couple of years. Try that again, and hopefully not have another pandemic. I would love to do a fundraiser quarterly. We love working with Paws in the City. In fact, that's another event I would love to have. Yes,
trunk or treat.
We did a trunk or treat for kids. We've had 2 of them. Obviously, we had to cancel it for 2020. I would love to have that this year if possible. We have it in Carrabba's in North Dallas. Paws in the City's there. And
what's Paws in the City?
Paws in the City is a pet adoption organization. Well, rest in peace now. They were on the Russ Martin show every Friday.
Oh, yeah.
So, Mark Verma is the owner of the organization. He's absolutely fantastic, and they just genuinely love animals and finding animals.
I got 5
at home.
rescues. I got 5 rescue dogs.
Yeah, they're an awesome rescue
That's
organization. They have events all over DFW, and we're really fortunate to work with them. Like the fashion show we did,
right,
where we walked the dogs up and down the aisle. That was all for Paws in the City to try to get those dogs
Okay,
adopted.
so you do the clean the shelters, clear the shelters, and stuff like that.
We haven't done that, but we do hold public events to get the animals adopted.
We get different.
So yeah, I would love to do our trunk or treat again. We have huge turnouts every single time we do it, because anything kid friendly is always like a really big turnout.
Speaking about kids, what's the age limit? Do you have an age limit to become a Dallas pinup?
I would say 18, but we do a lot of stuff at bars. So if you're 18, you might not be able to participate in everything. Okay. I would say 21 and up, but we could accept younger if needed.
Right.
You know?
Now, what are some of the rules that when you
I don't
look
think that would. I mean, for a whole bunch of reasons, that's probably not a good idea. Because I mean, I like what you all do. I get it. But the other side over here, I could just hear them howling about that.
About what?
The objectification of women, young women, the sexualization. I could just hear all the crap that
we didn't say anything about that.
No.
What is going through your mind?
You were talking about the age.
You're like Cuomo.
Oh my God. No, you were talking about the age, though, it being like age appropriate. She said 21 is probably better. If you had, 17 or even 18, even though that's an adult, I could see people just howling these days.
Why?
Because, have you seen the Assistant Secretary of Health and Human Services?
He's a fine wingman.
Yeah, he's.
She is a fine.
Now that you bring that up, yes, I have. Seen
Okay, so you get my point. And they're so off the charts with 10 million men in World War II went to war with these ladies on their airplanes or tanks or in their pocket from Life magazine.
Right.
And nowadays that stuff you see it everywhere. Sometimes. It is justified, like the crap that's going on with Cuomo, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you put a 17-year-old young lady on the stage with these ladies, right? In a crowd of bikers wearing their leathers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see how the other side would scream and yell?
Oh
about
yeah,
that?
for pinup contests,
Yeah.
I've never seen younger than 21.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all I was saying.
No. Yeah, that's why I wanted to know if there was.
Yeah,
an
I wasn't
age
trying to
requirement.
make a smart ass comment. I was saying that she's right.
No,
it needs to be
age
where people can speak for themselves.
Right.
And like at any of our events where
good
kids
point,
are
good point.
around, we're very appropriate there too. Like, we're dressed appropriately. Like, we don't really have a whole lot exposed per se, but we always make sure that, like, for instance, our trunk or treat event, we're like, no skimpy costumes. This
Right.
is a kid event. You know what I mean? So
we've seen a bunch of your events, and it's
It's always appropriate.
It's appropriate.
It's always appropriate.
It's in public, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You're out. You're
Right.
usually, in amongst. You do them outside at Harley, so it's out in public, and it's not what people might have some preconceived notion of. Oh, a pinup girl.
Right.
Look at the early Marilyn Monroe.
Right.
I think a
they're
lot of people see it as
classic.
classy.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
it's absolutely classic.
Now, to
Yeah.
a newcomer to the group, say they don't know how to dress, they don't know like what style they should go. Do you like? You just brought up mentoring. Do you mentor them and say, okay, you would look better like this. Your hairstyle would be better. Your hair is better for this. Do you kind of mentor them because they may not know how to dress?
We have threads.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, especially like on our event, like internal event pages, we're like, "Hey, here's how we recommend that you dress for this event. If you all have any questions, let us know." And then, like before the event, we'll be like, "Hey, here's my outfit. Like, let's see all of your outfits, and
Right.
if you need any help, let us know."
So many different styles.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So do
and
you guys
some
change your
people will
styles?
Reach out to us personally. Like,
Yeah, and be like,
some
"Hey,
of
I'm
them
having
hey, can
trouble."
you help me with an outfit? Or hey, how do you think I can do my hair? We definitely we get those girls that will definitely reach out to us personally. I know I get reached out.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
because I'm constantly posting like outfit of the day or what I'm
Okay.
wearing that
Okay.
day.
Yeah, we had an outfit of the day thread for a while. Obviously, that went by with COVID because we're all in leggings and
We're
t-shirts
all
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, so once like things get back to normal in quotations, we'll probably do that again. We'll do outfits of the day, stuff like that. And a lot of it is like we've thrifted it, we've bought it from friends, we have friends that make it. Yeah.
We do a lot of vintage swaps.
Vintage swaps too.
Exchange.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
Very
I just gave
cool.
her a bunch of stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, I think these clothes would look great on you, so take them, please, and get them out of my closet.
Well, I want to thank you, ladies. I appreciate it so much. I hope the restrictions next Wednesday open up the state. This way we can start having you at some events.
Yes.
Once again, if you would like to be part of the Dallas Pinup Girls here in Dallas, you can go to their web pages. We're gonna have those on the 99% Radio Network. How you can contact them and be part of this growing organization of 100 women empowering a lifestyle that really inspired so many different iconic movies, morale boosters for our military. It's just you guys are part of a legendary group.
Yeah.
So, if this is inappropriate, you can tell me. But
Inappropriate.
It probably is.
It probably is.
So I do not know. I do not know what if the events that you do are normally standardized.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking of the Ochos.
Yeah, I was thinking about the same thing.
I was
would
going to
love
ask that because that might
to
not
have-
be what they do, but it would be a chance for them, so I'll just throw this kind of idea out there.
Mm-hmm.
We're having this event. It's Friday, April 30th.
Okay.
On a Friday night. It's at the Hella Shriner Event Center in Garland. It's in the ballroom, it's a magnificent. It's a beautiful place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're having an award ceremony, like Oscars for bikers.
Oh,
Okay, so
yes!
red carpet. So I was thinking while we
it's
were
in memory of one of our members who died of COVID.
Oh.
So we got an annual
They're like,
event
yay! Oh.
I don't
Just so
know
you know
if-
what an ocho is as opposed to an 8.
So we're going to have about, 10, 12 awards that we're going to be giving away, like trophies and plaques to people, clubs and groups that have made a difference. So when we were talking about it and planning it up, we were going, like if you go to the Oscars, they always have the ladies off the
presenters.
side that bring the.
I will do that.
bring it over.
Yes. Sign me up. I'll do that.
And I don't know if y'all are interested in doing that.
Yes,
kind of
I
above-
will sign me up.
Well, we
I will
appreciate
be
it because it's going to save him from wearing a skirt.
As long as he doesn't wear the slingshot.
You want me to wear it? You don't want me to wear it? You want me to wear it?
The look on your face.
We don't.
Hey,
Oh my God.
it's as green as this can. Okay? And it fits a midget.
You only saw me in it once.
Send me the event details. I will be there.
Yes.
For sure.
If you guys would want, I think it'd be, because we've tried to add like different layers to the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just to make it, we want it to be, we've called it the Ocho Awards, the inaugural Ocho Awards and Bike Night.
Mm-hmm.
And we want it to be like, it's going to be fun and
Ocho
entertaining.
an
We got,
acronym?
what's that?
Is Ojo an acronym?
No,
Road
Ocho
name.
for 8. That was his road name.
That was his road name.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we have two bands coming. One's going to open, then we'll have the awards in the middle, and then they'll close out. But I think it would just be cool.
Yes. Mhm.
Add another layer. Y'all.
And we're getting all dressed up, like
Yep.
y'all are getting dressed up too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see you all in a suit.
You guys are perfect the way you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
in character,
Yeah,
like
in character. I
in
think
vintage
it
or
would be great.
whatever the term is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be fantastic because a lot of our motorcycle community are veterans, law enforcement, first responders. So, you would add
Another layer to it, and you
dynamic
can
to this.
carry
Yeah,
the
it'd be
trophy
great.
out, and the winner
That'd be
is.
cute.
And escorting our winners, just like the Grammys, just like the Oscars, right?
And the state, it's
with no political content.
Exactly, and it's a cool the venue. It has a big elevated stage, kind of in the round. It's awesome, and I think it'd just be fun, and it'd be cool for the winners, to have pretty young ladies passing out the trophies, right?
I will definitely be there.
Are the
100%.
trophies like shatterproof?
Great question.
Don't know about that.
Great question.
All right, mental note: she just
She
does
does
the
not get to
escort.
carry the-
She just escorts them off the stage. She doesn't carry. Give her the envelope.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will take the envelope.
Hey, there you go. You got to have. If they want to get more ladies involved, they could have one
Yes.
carry the trophy and one carry the envelope.
There
Right.
you go.
Yeah.
Right?
Perfect. Well, we invite you and your entire group there.
Yay! That'd be so
fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, you will definitely make an impression on the motorcycle community, and you'll enhance the Ocho Awards tremendously.
Yeah, because it's we try not to, as you could probably tell, to take ourselves too seriously on the show, but this is a serious event because we're honoring our brother for one, and he was such a give back to the community, and so we want to do that right by honoring these other clubs, right? But we want to have fun. Because Ocho was a fun guy, he liked to joke and have a good time. So there is a serious undertone with what we're trying to accomplish, but we want to have fun doing it and having like the Drunk Monkeys are going to be there, High Infidelity, the REO Speedwagon tribute band. So that goes back 30, 40 years. So it's getting to to vintage. But it'll be a blast, and Harley Davidson will be there. Microdot, Law Tigers, a lot of the folks that you're used to seeing when you go to Harley will all be there. So it'll be fun, but it'll be a big party and happy and hopefully uplifting to everybody.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It'll be great.
Sounds
All right,
exciting.
well,
Yay!
I'll get a hold of you and we'll get her booked in.
That sounds
fantastic.
awesome.
Absolutely. Well, ladies, thank you so much for
Thank
everything
you.
do.
This was so fun.
You guys are more than welcome to stay for the rest of the show and listen to the Mongo Log. You're more than welcome, but if not, we're going to have to get to the Mongo Log before we end. You guys good to go? All right.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
thanks
you.
again.
Thank you.
Appreciate
all
it so much.
We appreciate it.
Ladies, have a great day.
You too.
All right. You're listening tonight. You all geared up for the Mongo Log? All right. So once again, man, it's that time of the show where we get down and dirty with Mongo. So stay tuned for the Mongo Log.
Thank you, Sneaky Ouch.
Mongo! Santa Maria!
I'll believe it. And maybe one of you friends and neighbors kind of gather around and...
Holy shit!
Here comes Mongo.
All right, here we go. Today's Mongo Log. William Henry Gates III was born October 28, 1955 in Seattle, Washington. He's an American business magnate, software developer, investor, author, and philanthropist. He is a co-founder of Microsoft Corporation. During his career at Microsoft, Gates held positions of chairman, chief executive officer, president, and software architect, while also being the largest individual shareholder until May of 2014. He is one of the best-known entrepreneurs and pioneers of the Microsoft revolution of the 1970s and 1980s. And what's not listed in his biography is he's a major worldwide douchebag. During the late 1990s, he has been criticized for his business tactics, which had been considered anti-competitive. This opinion has been upheld by numerous court rulings. Currently, he holds a very part-time position in Microsoft, and he works full-time at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, a private charitable foundation that he and his wife, Melinda Gates, established in 2000. His newest campaign, without the benefit of any medical or social economic training in population, is the depopulation of the overpopulated Earth. Currently, he is one of the big names and financial pushes behind the COVID vaccines and solving our world overpopulation situation. According to him, a problem. And although these rich cats keep changing positions between being the richest human on Earth, he no longer holds the top spot, but he is without a doubt in the top 5. And I'll just give my disclaimer. I am not associated with Microsoft as I use Apple products. I carry an iPhone, I use an iPad, and my home computer is an Apple. Gates considers climate change and global access to energy to be critical, interrelated issues. He has urged governments and the private sector to invest in research and development to make clean, reliable energy cheaper. Gates has visions that a breakthrough innovation in sustainable energy technology could drive down both greenhouse gas emissions and poverty and bring economic benefits by stabilizing energy prices. But for what it's worth, and in an interview he said that he still flies on a private jet wherever he goes, and he knows that he's violating his own recommendations by doing that, but he's rich. He has to do what he does. Where we, the ordinary people and not so privileged, should just do the right thing, suck it up. He has been quoted as saying, "I probably have one of the highest greenhouse gas footprints of anyone on the planet," adding, "My personal flying alone is gigantic." Yes, he's a hypocrite, but he can afford to be one. Hang on a second, folks. I got to fix my pages. There we go. In 2015, he wrote about the challenge of transitioning the world's energy systems from one based primarily on fossil fuels to one based on sustainable energy sources. Global energy transitions have historically taken decades. He wrote, "I believe we can make the transition faster, both because of the pace of innovation is accelerating and because we have never had such an urgent reason to move from one source of energy to another." Now, what I just wrote is the opinion of a man who is not a scientist nor a research scientist. He's just a rich douchebag who thinks he should do something different, who thinks we should do something different, but not him, just us.
Isn't that not to cut you off, but isn't that the current state of affairs? All these hypocritical rich people
absolutely.
telling us how to live our lives, but they're not following their own.
Well, if they can control us less important and less needy people, then they can continue in their lifestyle, and we just make the adjustments, and they're okay. And as long as we make the adjustments and save the planet, they can continue being the assholes that they are.
Right.
So, but yeah, you're right. Yep. Absolutely. That's all right. Should get back where I was. Okay, not a research scientist. Got that. Okay. Keep in mind, they don't have to change. No, they're important. We have to change. In his opinion, this rapid transition would depend on increased government funding for basic research and financially risky private sector investment to enable innovation in diverse areas such as nuclear energy, grid energy storage to facilitate greater use of solar and wind energy, and solar fuels. Well, we in Texas already know that you can't store wind energy because once the wind stops, you have about 15 seconds and then the energy source stops. That was proven recently here in Texas where the windmills froze and stopped. Regarding windmills, do you know what keeps them functioning while the wind blows? You're going to love this. Oil, a fossil fuel. He has been criticized for holding a large stake in Signature Aviation, a company that services emission-intensive private jets. He wants the world to go zero emissions, and if we don't, he predicts the utter failure of our planet well before the end of the century. How does he know this? Remember, he has no experience as a scientist. The answer is he doesn't. Radical Bill Gates wants another $35 billion for climate and clean energy research. Another part of his plan is to get people to eat fake meat so we can eliminate farting cows. Yes,
like
farting. Yes, farting and burping cows. One of our sources of food. I saw this just the other day. He wants to eliminate cows from the earth so that they don't put off their emissions and we don't eat their wonderful red delicious meat. It's just another of his crazy ideas, exactly like AOC's Green New Deal. The cows actually sound like AOC, but they are his. Another of his ideas is about buildings. It's crazy as well. He wants to see the steel and cement industries completely retooled. Gates says they account for 16% of all carbon dioxide emissions. Gates has a lot of wacky ideas, but he absolves himself of being abusive to the climate by purchasing plant-based aviation fuels, switching to an electric car, using solar panels, and buying carbon credits to the tune of $7 million per year. But again, he's one of the top 5 richest people in the world. He can afford to be a hypocritical douchebag. None of these things is a sacrifice to this mega wealthy computer guy. Bill Gates wants a zero-emission economy controlled solely by the elites, while the regular people trying to make it to the next paycheck will suffer, but not him or his fellow elites. According to Gates, the planet needs to reach zero carbon emissions in order to avoid catastrophe. How can he know this? He can't. He's a computer nerd, not a research scientist or environmentalist. We are supposed to accept this because he's rich and talks to a lot of people in his echo chamber who think like him. Well, although he has had some good ideas and good intentions, He goes way too far and he's dangerous. Although he gives no details, Gates predicts that by 2030 there will be a clean energy source breakthrough that will revolutionize our world. Gates does not name any existing method of renewable energy as the panacea, but he thinks the key is investment in young people. He has already invested $2 billion in alternative technologies. With this prediction for this future technology, you would think comes future jobs, but not so fast. Gates has a vision, as many industry leaders do, of a world in which humans are put out of work by robots. Gates, though, has provided a possible plan of action to tax robots in order to find more jobs that can be done only performed by humans, like taking care of the elderly or working with children. So in Gates' vision of the future, there are a lot of overskilled and overworked babysitters while robots perform the functions that humans once did. Again, hang on, folks. I'm sorry.
So he wants to make it more of like RoboCop, or all these mechanical devices, and everybody stays at home and does nothing.
Well, we're going to take care of everybody's kids because we're the gentler, less skilled, but the robots will do all the hard stuff.
Yeah,
and all the technical stuff. Because we're dumb. Right. Hey, we're dumb. Bill Gates has an insane idea to save the human race from global warming. The computer nerd turned billionaire turned left-wing activist wants to save humanity. He wants to dim the sun. That's right, the founder of Microsoft apparently thinks that the sun is the blue screen of death in the sky and is funding research at Harvard University related to dimming the sun in the atmosphere in a year or two.
With a dimmer switch? Like we could just
it gets better.
Call an electrician?
That's the theory, but it doesn't work like that. You're going to love this next part. If you're old enough to remember old school classrooms with chalkboards, they want to put chalk dust into the atmosphere. Remember cleaning blackboard erasers for your teacher? The nasty cloud of chalk that you inhaled during the process is what they want to put into the atmosphere. What could possibly go wrong? Who would have thought that the answer to man-made climate change would be more man-made climate change? There are several problems with this whole thing. For starters, radical environmentalists can't seem to decide whether man-made climate change is causing the Earth to warm or to cool. That's why that's what was once related to as global warming is now called the more flexible term climate change.
so cow farts are bad, but chalk dust is good.
That's right.
All right.
What could possibly go wrong? The more I read, the more I was like, you got to be shitting me.
Man, anybody who's ever banged erasers together always remember going,
that's right. Second, even if you ascribe to the idea that climate change is man-made and not part of a natural cycle, even the most radical of predictions referred to its impact as fractions of a degree over many, many decades. Dimming the sun would likely have a more dramatic impact on global temperatures. It's widely believed that the reason why dinosaurs were wiped out was an asteroid impact with the Earth that released dust particles into the Earth's atmosphere, blocking the sun and causing a dramatic drop in global temperatures. Is this really something we want to try ourselves? Third, how would adding particles into the air contribute to greenhouse effect? Do we really want to find out? I'm not going to dig too deep into the weeds on this. Gates has discovered an easy way to gain political power, one that allows unelected billionaires to shape public policy, namely through charity. Gates has described his charity strategy as catalytic philanthropy, one in which he uses tools of capitalism for leverage to benefit the poor. The problem is that the true beneficiaries of Gates' philanthropy endeavors, philanthropic endeavors. Thank you.
Philanthropic?
I used that word earlier today.
Philanthropic endeavors tend to benefit those who are already rich beyond comprehension, including Gates' own charitable foundation. The poor, on the other hand, end up with the costly solutions like patented GMO seeds and vaccines that in some instances have done far more harm than good. Alarm should be sounding at the World Health Organization, and for most people they probably would. Bill Gates has concerned himself over the years with expanding his influence and making money. If he's donating so much to the World Health Organization, it's because he expects to help steer and shape policy towards goals he holds and where he has a vested interest. like vaccines, for example. Bill Gates has far more influence over the World Health Organization than he should have. It's a bit disturbing that Dr. Anthony Fauci seems to be taking so much advice from Bill Gates and his foundation, as well as the World Health Organization and his influence there. Over the past decade, one of the world's richest men has become the World Health Organization's second biggest donor, second only to the United States and just above the United Kingdom. This gives him outsized influence over its agenda, one that could grow as the U.S. and the United Kingdom threaten to cut funding if the agency doesn't make better investments. One of Gates' suggestions is he has called for a national tracking system similar to South Korea. That sounds exactly like something we should do. Allow Big Brother to monitor our whereabouts and keep track of our activities. I'm going to end this monologue. I misspelled that word, but I pronounced it properly.
What, Mongo?
Mongo?
Yeah, well, Mongolog is misspelled, but that's my computer. I got Mayungalog.
Mayungalog. Well, it's exotic.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm feeling saucy today.
French, huh?
Yeah. No, Indonesian. Okay,
How do you feel Indonesian?
On a potential theory of mine.
Wait a minute. I want to hear the answer to that question.
How do you feel Indonesian?
How does an Indonesian feel?
Mayungalog. That's more Indonesian than French.
That's funny.
That's all right. He's sleeping on the way home because he had an idea that actually worked today. He's exhausted. The American Eugenics Society, the AES, maintained one of the leading theories of the progressive movement, which emerged out of socialism at the turn of the 20th century. Bill Gates' father, Bill Gates Sr., was a formative member in the early days of eugenics. The eugenics movement saw that reducing population would further civilization and those who were poor really holding back society. In the early years of the program, it was a common held belief by Gates' father and his ilk. The American Eugenics Society ascribed eugenics as the study of improving the genetic composition of humans through the controlled repopulation of different races and classes of people. I think I should have wrote depopulation, but again, I can't always catch everything. It was felt that the Nordic, by the way, I'm there, or Anglo-Saxon race was the highest form. Bill Gates III has participated in forums of the world's elite on the subject of eugenics. In 2009, Gates called together a group of billionaires to sell his concerns about reducing the population of the world. It's widely known that this was the subject of the meeting, although nobody wants to talk about the details. Apparently, talking about this subject out loud to the general population sounded too creepy, even for these elite douchebags. Now, with the outbreak of the coronavirus, part of his goal to control the population is at play. Gates has also funded remote control birth control through planting of chips in women. Then Gates will be able to turn on and off births according to whatever criteria he desires, like a TV with a remote control.
Remote control birth control?
Yes, he can
That
go.
sounds like a really cool commercial.
You are now fertile. You are not. You're not. I don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't like you.
By like Mattel. Remote
Yeah.
control birth control.
Exactly.
By Lenin.
Then Gates will be able to turn on and off births according to whatever criteria he desires, like a TV with a remote control. That can eventually lead to only one place: required permission and permits to even have children. Given Gates' father's involvement in Planned Parenthood and a member of eugenics, you would think that someone would investigate. Add to this Gates' push to eliminate all paper money. He will be able to tag everyone on the planet and control the entire world economy through his ID efforts. You would think this would be a plot for a James Bond megalomaniac villain movie. Microsoft even just announced in January of 2020 their Microsoft Identity Solutions project. Gates resigned from the board of Microsoft, allegedly only to try to distance himself for the PR purposes. The American Eugenics Society was renamed the Society for the Study of Social Biology in 1972. It has long been asserted that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation had tested polio vaccines in India between 2000 and 2017, and it paralyzed 496,000 children in the process. Depending upon where you read the story, it could be anywhere from misleading, meaning not necessarily false, to claims that it's a false story. It's just a matter of who writes the story and how it's interpreted. It would appear at this time that Bill Gates Jr. is targeting Africa and India, paying bribes to corrupt politicians to carry out his vaccine experiments and who knows what else while being ignored by the mainstream media. To them, Bill Gates walks on water. Is Gates' target what his father regarded as the lowest races on earth, or is it that this is where he could just bribe his way through the government to use their population for his grand plan? Nobody will even raise the question in the mainstream media. The real question is how long will it take for, last page, the people to rise up against their own corrupt politicians who are now trying to take what Gates has done in Africa and India and impose it by decree in America and Europe. Like an onion, there are just many layers to be peeled back regarding the stories involving Bill Gates Jr., his foundation, the coronavirus, and the development of the coronavirus vaccine to get into too many details in a short essay. And this was a short essay, believe it or not. I've always asserted that where there's smoke, there's fire. My wife was diagnosed with coronavirus, and I was ill for a good portion of the first week before we quarantined ourselves, so I can only assume that I had it. I'm not going to jump in line to receive a vaccine that was developed in record time and distributed to the population without adequate testing. These things normally take 5 years or more of testing and evaluating before they're considered safe for human distribution. This vaccine, however, was developed in record time and injections began immediately. Keeping in mind that Bill Gates is a big advocate of eugenics and the advocate for the vaccine, and Lord knows he'll tell you that the earth is overpopulated and something has to be done about it, I'll take my chances and not get the vaccine at this time. A few years ago, you'd hear people talking about the mark of the beast and the end of times. I kind of smirked and brushed it off, and yet here we are with this happening in real time. You can call me old school, you can call me stubborn, but you can't call me a lab rat. Not yet, anyway. I've had the coronavirus. For me, it wasn't that bad, and I survived. I'll take my chances. And that, my friends, is that. My name is Mongo. I drink whiskey. I smoke cigars. I know things, and Mongo is out.
Candygram for Mongo. Candygram for Mongo. Hey, Mongo. Sign, please. Thank you.
Mongo like candy.
So,
that was an amazing Mongo.
That was amazing.
Scary as hell.
It is.
It's scary as hell, but true.
And Bill Gates is a left-wing liberal socialist, and people that talk about this, they poo-poo you. You know,
right.
Oh, you're just an alarmist, or this or that.
We have scientists taking advice from an IT guy who fixes your copier.
I want our listeners to hear what Mongo just put together. While he was talking, I was looking. Go to sfgate, sanfranciscogate.com. In an opinion, this is written by a guy named Edwin Black on November 9th, 2003. Eugenics and the Nazis are socialists, Nazi socialists, the California connection. And this just makes his point. And I'm just going to read a little bit of it real quick. Hitler and his henchmen victimized an entire continent and exterminated millions in his quest for the so-called master race. But the concept of a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed master Nordic race didn't originate with Hitler. The idea was created in the United States and cultivated in California decades before Hitler came to power, so in the early 1900s. California eugenists played an important, although little-known role in the American eugenics movement's campaign for ethnic cleansing. Eugenics was the pseudoscience aimed at improving the human race. In its extreme racist form, this meant wiping away all human beings deemed unfit, preserving only those who conform to a Nordic stereotype. Elements of this philosophy were enshrined as national policy by forced sterilization and segregation laws, as well as marriage restrictions enacted in 27 states. In 1909, California became the third state to adopt such laws. Ultimately, eugenics practitioners coercively sterilized. You hearing a common theme here?
Yeah.
sterilized some 60,000 Americans, barred the marriage of thousands, forcibly segregated thousands in colonies, and persecuted untold numbers in ways we are just now learning. Before World War II, nearly half of coercive sterilizations were done in California, and even after the war, the state accounted for a third of all such surgeries. California, where I believe Bill Gates is from, is he from there, or didn't he live in California for a while? I don't know the exact details, so I probably shouldn't say, but California was considered an epicenter of American eugenics movement. During the 20th century's first decades, California's eugenists included potent but little-known race scientists, such as Army venereal disease specialist. I can't pronounce his name. I think it's Popenoe. Citrus magnate Paul Gosney, Sacramento bankers Charles Goff, as well as members of the California State Board of Charities and Corrections and the University of California Board of
You just called out all
Regents.
these people, and I'm starting to see black helicopters come over Globe Life Park.
There's even more, but it just goes to it just makes Mongo's point about that, and we don't know, what's in that vaccine. There was a thing today.
Right.
The Catholic Church was griping about the Johnson & Johnson
Well,
one.
and that's why I say,
yeah,
there may not be the coronavirus going around, but what's going to happen in 5 years? Are these people going to be having kids or not?
Right.
Who knows?
You don't know. You don't know because it wasn't adequately tested, and people are getting it in fear. The politicians have put so much fear into so many people across all over the globe that you could be shooting high C into somebody and they're going to feel the placebo effect of going, oh, I feel better. Who knows? Don't just let people inject your body because they've got a diploma. I mean, we don't know. I mean, we had people cleaning the bottom of boats back in the 50s. And we had environmentalists back then too, and no one knew about the asbestos. And now all these people are dying from mesothelioma.
Well, a lot of the Navy guys.
Right? Napalm was used. Oh, that's safe. It's not gonna, no one's gonna have effects. Boom. Now we have all this stuff.
And
20
if
years
people
later,
would look and see, think about how elitist these people are. Like John Kerry, for example. Well, because what I do is so important, I have to fly around in a my own private jet and emitting however many carbon emissions or whatever. It's one rule for them,
right?
One rule for the rest of us. So why wouldn't they? If you read about this and study it, and Mongo did great research here, it's on the money.
Oh.
B question what they're trying to do to you.
You look right, but you bring up a great point. The elitists, they want to rule, so they keep us fighting down here. The peasants fighting, black, white, the Democrat, Republican. They keep us because you know what? A strong union will overcome, right? So conquer and divide, or divide and conquer, whatever they want to say. They keep us, grabbing at the bit, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to just to try to survive, right? Well, their pockets, their bank accounts, they get richer, and sooner or later they're gonna be the ultimate. They're gonna be the ultimate race. It's gonna be the rich and the poor, and that's gonna be it.
People need to try to take a big look at it. Think about this. Just the difference here. Grant Spector can't come over here from England because the big guy signed the order restricting travel, right?
Right.
So you can't have all those folks coming in, but guess who can come in?
Right.
Jose Cuervo and his whole damn fake family over the border. They've opened the gates. Come on.
Well, did you just see what happened in California?
And
13 people were killed. These smugglers packed 25 people into a Escalade. They took out the back seats. They packed it with 25 people into an Escalade. They cut a hole in the fence to get them through and tried to smuggle them into this country. And now 13 are dead, as young as I think 16 years old, 17 years old, and there's multiple injured that may not survive.
And it's not even that. It's look at what we have to do to go and be tested, just to get the COVID test.
Right.
Okay, and I had it. I came back positive. Haven't got the shot. Not going to get the shot unless I'm forced to.
Right.
All right. But they put these restrictions on people like Grant who can't come over here, and he served the UK, served his country. He's serving his community now. There's something wrong with that. You can throw the southern gate open and bring in all these folks that I'm sure most of them are trying to improve their life. But what I would ask this for America: what job skills do they have? What's their education level? Do they speak English? And that doesn't necessarily have to be a requirement, because lots of people from Ireland and Italy came over. So I'm not super concerned about that. But what job skill do you have? Do you have a job? You know, are you a criminal?
Dude,
do I know who you are?
You don't need a job because there's benefits available to you.
Well, he's 100% right. So why are they doing it? It's about control. It's about, they know these people are going to be compliant with them, less the criminal
they'll
element.
threaten to deport them.
Yeah,
they'll threaten to deport
it's
them.
all about control, and I don't know why more people aren't asking those questions. This new administration is the biggest disaster I've ever seen in my life.
We're a generation of headline readers.
Yeah.
And that's what we are, and that's why the Mongo log is so important.
Hell yeah.
Mongo spends weeks on the research and digging down where people don't, and reading the fine print that people don't want to read. Mongo does that. And he breaks it down into layman's terms.
It must be his unique style, too, because the end of the Mongo log is actually the beginning, and he always starts it that way. I'm Mongo, I smoke cigars, I drink whiskey. What idea have I got now? It's working.
Right. But, we look at headlines on the internet and we read maybe 3-4 lines into it before we get bored with it and we move on to the next topic. So the media knows that. So they put what they want you to believe and what they want you to read in the first couple of lines and in the headlines. But if you read down and read the fine print like Mongo does and do the research and get knowledgeable and find out, you too will see that, holy crap, I'm being played here.
Yeah.
There's something. There's a bigger picture. There's something going on. It's not about Democrats and Republicans. It's not about conservatives. It's not about black and white. It's about a bigger picture here that they are keeping us all in the dark.
Yeah.
They're keeping us like the black helicopters that are outside this window right now, and the black vans that are going to be outside.
Why do I have red dots on the? Why do I have red dots on the back of my head?
When that sign says cross, when it says walk, we're going to step off the curb and we'll be in a van.
Hey, you guys got to come with us. But really, when we talk about due diligence, you wouldn't go buy a stock without checking out what the stock is all about. Next time you read something, this is something that's being shot into your body that could have devastating effects. Make sure you just don't take the word of somebody who has a diploma sitting on. Do your due diligence. Check it out. Make sure this is right for you. And that's where I'm going to stand on that. Let's Mongo, once again, that was just an amazing eye-opening experience, and you raised a lot of good questions, and hopefully you made people think about what they should do for their own personal responsibility.
Right.
So,
Thank you.
Let's recap before we got to get out of here. You want to recap on some of the events that we got upcoming?
Yep. Go ahead. Keep talking. I'll grab it up real quick.
April 30th, we got the Ocho Awards. That's going to be at the Shriner Center in Rockwall.
It just got a lot more attractive because it's not just going to be us passing out the awards. We're going to have the pinup girls, the ladies, bringing us the information and passing it out. So be a lot better on the eyes.
Yeah, exactly. The Dallas Pinup Girls, great to have them in studio. What an amazing organization. Please follow them. Look at them on our website and on our Facebook page. See how you can be part of the Dallas Pinup Girls and make a difference in people's lives and some organizations.
Sunday, 1 o'clock, Rogue 22's fundraiser again for King. Canaan Brown family, his burial expenses. That's Eddie's Tavern in Bossier City, Louisiana. March 13th, put on your calendars, the Nine Brothers Crawfish Boil starting at 1 o'clock at the Brick Tavern in Saxe. Of course, the Ochos, Friday, April, May 30th. Then, let's see here. Also, then Iron Legacy McKinney Chapter, the Dream Ride. That's Saturday, May 1st, the day after the Ochos. And, of course, as always, go to www.highseasrally.com to get information about the High Seas Rally. It is going to be a blast.
That's right. And follow Paul Tuttle, OCC Choppers, moving to Clearwater, Florida. Look for that wonderful restaurant and museum that's going to be opening up sometime in the spring.
It's the first right now.
Tentative.
I spoke with Jim Kerr, who's the vice president. We had him on when we had Paul Senior on. It is the first week in May, but because they're still undergoing construction, and you know how that stuff goes, and getting it signed off on and all that stuff, he hasn't given me like the 1st, the 5th, the 7th. I don't know that yet. As soon as we get it, we'll put it out because we're going there to cover it. So
yes. A big shout out to Spector over in London, England, and hashtag Walk the Bridge, bringing that over there. Thank you so much. God bless you guys, and I hope you guys come through this pandemic unscathed. Georgia, we want to make sure that all these fundraisers that are going to go up on our page, donate $5, $10, whatever you can. We have a Georgia officer who was shot and killed. We have a Mansfield officer who lost his leg in the line of duty, and we have King Ryder Brown from Rogue 22 who passed away from cancer. So we've got 3 big events, that fundraising events that you can donate to and help out families in need.
And we want to say thank you so much to Doom Strikers, LAMC International. Man, Italy was all over, man. From Naples, from Rome, from Sicily, popping in. I was seeing it pop up on my phone. That's fantastic. Thank you guys so much. If you like the content, share it with your friends so you'll be notified when the 99% Radio Network goes live every week. And
got to thank Duke for running an excellent board.
He did
a
great job.
Doing a great job. Thank you so much,
job,
brother.
Duke.
An old friend of ours is watching right now, or listening, I should say, Eleanor Hansen. Hello, Eleanor.
Oh.
Hope you and Mark are doing well.
Elle's on there?
Yep.
All right. Moon. Say hi to Moon for me.
And you know what? I just saw this, and Duke, thank you for reminding me. As radio personalities and being part of the radio field, we do have to send our warm thoughts, our prayers to the family of Russ Martin of 97.1, who passed away this past week. He was 60 years old. He's been an icon in radio industry, and he's always given back to the first responder community. He just before he passed cut a $40,000 check to one of our first responders here in Dallas, widow. So please keep the Martin family in your thoughts and prayers. It's a mega loss to the radio communication community. And
somebody's going to have to fill that gap. When an officer gets killed in the line of duty, he stepped up, and now
he always did.
Somebody else is going to have to step up.
We're running a fundraiser Friday, all day on the Eagle.
Oh, okay.
Raise money so that way they can continue
They continue for the first responders?
Yep.
All right. So when is it? It's Friday?
Yeah, Friday all day.
Friday on the Eagle. Check that out. 97.1 for the Russ Martin fundraiser. Please help support that as well. So, man, once again, 99% Radio Network. We're here every Wednesday between 3 and 6, making a difference in the communities, helping out our motorcycle brothers throughout the world. And on behalf of Mongo, 12, and myself, Sideshow, and Duke, our greatest board up, and Wes Massey, who's been sitting there quietly just oogling the girls. Until next week, stay blessed and stay well. And if you can be anything,
be kind.
Please be kind. And today is not the day to give up. Have a great day.